Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Alrighty. Good evening, everybody. How's everyone doing tonight? Give me a second, just pulling up all the notes here. Good evening and welcome to episode 2 of the Dead Entertainment Podcast. Bates here. And tonight I am joined by my co-host of Way of Life Live, fellow writer, and whatever other titles he wants to give himself tonight. Ray Mungus. How are you tonight?
Doing pretty good. A little tired, but I'm getting through.
Yeah, I think we're all tired. It's Friday, and just kind of the way it goes. People keep screwing me up over here. All right.
Off to a good start, huh?
Also with us is one half of the directing team over at Cadaver House Films, Chris Wendland. How's it going tonight, Chris?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
Oh, peachy. You know, you people are lucky I'm even awake right now. I was falling asleep at like 7 o'clock.
Yeah, I was wondering when you were going to get on.
Yeah, I took a nap on Tao for like a few minutes, and then I had to pee, and that's what got me up. Like, me having to pee is why I'm here right now. Also sitting in with us tonight is the lead writer for Dead Entertainment's Awesome Reviews, Joe Antonucci, and lead writer LB Lubomski. Thanks for joining us. How are you guys doing tonight?
Thanks for having me. I'm doing quite well.
Hey guys, I'm doing good. Here drinking some white zombie ale and ready to watch this awesome movie.
White zombie ale. Look at you, Mark. You, Mark.
I was just thinking that. I made that connection. I was like, that's very fitting beer for tonight's episode.
And it's delicious.
Blood of the unicorn here.
Coffee.
Blood and honey.
As usual.
Yeah, well, I'm drinking Yingling as I always do on these live streams and podcasts, and whenever I'm streaming, that's like my go-to liquid of choice. Maybe I'll grab myself a scotch in a little bit once we get going. So that is everybody joining us tonight. We have a full house.
Yeah, I think it's going to make things a little bit more interesting. And not to say it wasn't interesting the last episode, but we're going to have a few more voices in the mix.
That's bad for you though, Mungus, because you like to hear the sound of your own voice. But
I love it so much. I watch all my episodes for Way of Life Live, and I keep rewatching them.
I rewatch them in the bathroom. I don't know about you.
Wow.
I don't think I've ever rewatched one, to be perfectly honest.
Well, so this is the second live commentary we're doing here on Dead Entertainment. The last time we did it was all the way back in December, and we watched Krampus, me, Mungus, and Chris And I got the hiccups. Sorry, too much beer. And we actually we had a lot of fun with Krampus. Even though the movie is not very good, we had an absolute blast.
Yeah, and it didn't help, or it helped quite a bit that we were being paid by Yankee Candle to watch it.
Oh, I thought I was going to get that plug.
Yes, and for anybody who also is here tonight listening to this, and also listens to the Way of Life podcast we do every Wednesday, you'll know the Yankee Candle running joke. Well, that all started from the first live commentary of Krampus. So if you don't get the joke, go back and watch that, and you'll understand.
And trust me, we're going to beat it to death just as badly as we did last month. So, you're in for a treat.
I thought I was going to find some other product placement thing to start plugging.
Oh, don't worry, I'm sure we will. But Yankee Candle is always having a place in our hearts and wallets.
Some fine smells there.
Speaking of which, your article that you wrote was amazing.
Which one?
The one about the Firefly clan.
I didn't write that. That was our owner of Dead Entertainment, my brother Chris.
Oh, nice! It came out really good.
It was just your standard, seatbelt check gone wrong. So.
Exactly. I mean, if you've ever seen the Devil's Rejects, you're gonna know how this movie ends. Well, if you go and check out deadentertainment.com today, we have the one edition of The Rotting Corpse that's related to the Devil's Rejects, and it dives into what really happened at the end of this film. How the Firefly clan went out was all a misunderstanding. If you go to deadentertainment.com, you'll be able to find out more. Truly a tragic story.
Well, if they just followed the rules and kept their seatbelt.
I know these things wouldn't happen if people just did what they were told.
Exactly. Hands on the steering wheel.
Trust me, this 12. Exactly. This is an article that you do not want to miss. It's a very hysterical article.
I think you'd give it a read. Over. It's 10-2, man.
Exactly.
10-12,
they changed it.
I might get pulled over.
And in Texas, who knows what the hell would happen to you?
Well, I mean,
probably
Devil's
something
Rejects
similar to the end of this movie.
Exactly. Devil's Rejects takes place in Texas.
There you go. Exactly.
There you go. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure it's down the street from where I live, but I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know if I've read that article yet.
Well, just like the rest of the listeners, you could go over and check it out.
Where can I?
We always have fun with the Rotting Corpse articles every Friday. Last week, Chris did a fun article about like a polar plunge at Camp Crystal Lake.
That one I read.
And then I did one a couple weeks ago that was another Friday the 13th one. That was about like Jason Voorhees wanting to take another vacation in Manhattan and stuff like that. So they're just something fun to break up the monotony of the week that we enjoy working on them.
And look at LB over here, revealing our hands and saying that we write these articles. We have a little zombie writer that writes these things, and
right.
we have nothing. We have nothing to do with them or coming up with the ideas or anything.
They just show up on the website every Friday. I don't even know where they come from. It must be like, I don't know.
Exactly. My personal favorite, aside from today's article, which you have to read, is Leatherface winning the best barbecue at a local county fair. How do you go wrong with that?
In Texas, might I add?
A lot of Texas-related stuff lately.
And we have someone from Texas.
Exactly, and he could confirm all of this stuff.
I can confirm the barbecue here is so good.
Because
it is.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre was based on a true story and all.
Exactly.
Yeah, they were just trying to have a dinner party. And...
What's in the meat? That's what we really want to know.
The one time
pepper and a lot of love.
The one time I went to Dallas, I had a friend take me around to all these barbecue places, and man, I gotta say, I make some good barbecue here, but that Dallas barbecue was some serious business.
Yeah,
that's what I've been told.
But you know what we don't have? We don't have fucking pizza. And you know what? As many beers down as I am right now, it's a fucking shame.
Don't worry, Joe. We'll order you one from our local pizza. We'll get it to you in about a week.
Little place called Domino's down the street.
Parsippany's best.
Oh, I don't even.
Alright, let's see. Let's try to stay on track here so we don't have a fucking 45-minute pre-stream. All right, does anybody want to talk about anything they're working on for the website before we kind of get into the meat and potatoes of how the live commentary is going to work?
Sure, I can peek. I did that article on Tommy Jarvis called The Hero Horror last month for our Slash the Halls. And this month, I'm hoping to get it out by the end of next week. It might roll into a little bit into February, but I am working on like the opposite of that. I'm doing a article on Captain Rhodes, basically the main antagonist for Romero's Day of the Dead, kind of diving into him and taking a look at some of the issues that he dealt with in the movie. So it should be very similar to the Jarvis article, really in-depth look at the characters. So that's like the big thing that I'm working on right now that should be pretty interesting.
Have you ever met Joe Pilato?
I have not, actually, unfortunately, but I hear he's a really great dude. He's really cool with the fans and everything like that. I've met a lot of the guys. Like, I've met Romero before, and I've met Savini many times, but never had the chance to meet Pilato.
Yeah, we've met Ramiro. Tom Savini hates me.
He does.
He really does. He groans when he sees me coming, and that I'm not even joking. I've had so many interactions with him, and I'm not mean or a dick to him, but I there was this. I kind of have this running inside joke with him. He just a quick sidetrack. He had this show he was working on called Chill Factor. This was going back years and years and years ago. And he had one episode of Chill Factor, and it's a really great episode. It was his show. He created it. And every time I would see him at a convention, which would be every couple months, I would always go up to his table and ask him when the next episode of Chill Factor was coming. And I did this for years, and eventually he started to remember my face. And before I could even come up to him and ask him, he would just look at me and just said, and he would just yell at me, "There's no fucking episode of Chill Factor coming. Don't ask." He would just.
If you remember, you met Tom Savini, or I met Tom Savini with you. You brought me over to his table, and hilariously enough, he had a DVD of Chill Factor there, and I couldn't resist buying it with you standing there because I knew he was like giving you that stink eye the entire time, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna purchase Chill Factor just so he could, to rub it in a little bit more.
Yeah, last time I met Savini, I bet him probably 4 or 5 times at different conventions. The last time I saw him was about 2 years ago, back when I lived in Pittsburgh at Steel City Con. And he was very pissed off because Billy D. Williams, Lando Calrissian from Star Wars, was there, and everybody was in line to see Billy D. Nobody was in line to see Savini. So needless to say, he was giving Billy D. the stink eye, but it was pretty funny.
Yeah, I know that stink eye very well, but listen, you got Tom Savini and you got Billy D. Williams, also known as the cool side of the pillow. You're going to go meet the cool side of the pillow. And whoever doesn't get that reference, go find the Family Guy episode with Billy D. in it. All right. As for me, I'm not really working on a whole lot. I just do basically an article here, an article there. I've done a couple reviews. I'm working sort of on a big Child's Play piece for the website right now. I have no idea when I'm going to get around to finishing that. But it's a pretty cool retrospect on the entire franchise and how it's evolved. So hopefully I'll have that out soon. That's the big piece I'm working on for the website right now. Anybody else want to plug anything?
Yeah, sure. I mean, back during Slash the Halls, I did my first installment of awesome reviews, not knowing really how it was going to go, but I took it, I ran with it. I gave an 11 out of 10 to Santa's Sleigh. Let me tell you, big fan, Bill Goldberg, loved it.
Bill Goldberg approved.
And I am a big fan. So
that was like a really remarkable step for the website. Yeah. I talked to Joey about, possibly having him contribute something for the website, and I know how much he enjoys these B movies and D movies and Z movies or whatever you want to call them. And I just thought it'd be a great opportunity for him to just play around with the things that he usually sits there and talks to us about anyway. And right out the gate, it was hilarious that Bill Goldberg went and retweeted it. And since we've gotten like upwards to 25,000 views toward it, and that's kind of crazy, a crazy place to start. And he's had success since.
Yeah, I did another one for Snow Sharks. Great movie. Watch it if you can. But my next one coming up is quite excited about it. It's I believe the 2016 reboot of a classic. I think it was 1959 originally came out. It's called Attack of the Killer Shrews. Look for that on Dead Entertainment coming up probably next week. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome.
That can't be bad.
It's going to be an awesome review.
Yeah, seriously. Like with a title like that, how do you go wrong?
Yeah, there's just some titles that you know the movie can't be bad. It's impossible.
If you shrews, you lose. And that's the only thing I'm giving you for now, guys.
I love it.
But yeah, other than that, I do the same thing Bates over here does. I contribute here and there when I can. But I love the awesome reviews venue, or not venue, but outlet, and Dead Entertainment's giving me that. So happy to do it.
Yeah, we've gotten a few, I guess, endorsements a little bit. You know, we've gotten from Bill Goldberg. He kind of, promoted our stuff a little bit. That was really great. That was pretty cool. Bill Moseley was a bit of an endorser for this event tonight. He threatened Mungus.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a surprise. I didn't really expect to really get anybody to respond to any of my social media promotion or anything like that. But after posting the advertisement on our Instagram account, which you get to is Instagram.com/deadentertainment, like shortly after, my phone buzzed with a response, and to my surprise, it was Bill Moseley's official Instagram account, and he left us a comment in character, and he said, "Me, Spalding baby, don't want to hear anything bad out of you, or we'll staple your lips to our back porch swing." So if like anything could be said about tonight's episode, it's Bill Moseley approved, especially if we have good things to say about this movie.
If that's not 11 out of 10, I don't know what is.
I agree completely.
I hope he comes to join us.
That would be nice.
Well, right, I've only gone to 2 horror conventions in my life, and both times it was to meet Bill Moseley. So, and it was because of this movie. So I'm a huge, huge fan. Probably more so than most of the people here.
Wasn't because of Texas Chainsaw 2?
I did love him in that. I absolutely did. But the character he plays in this movie is astronomical. Now, I am not a fan of The House of a Thousand Corpses. I'll leave it at that. But this movie is one of my top.
We were getting into that a little bit before we started live streaming about House of a Thousand Corpses, so we won't get too much into that, but at least we can all agree that The Devil's Rejects is an amazing movie.
Oh, yeah, it's one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time.
I'd give it more thumbs up if I had more than 2.
Yeah, mine's in top 5 easily of horror, probably top 10 of all time, which is, I think we're all in agreement that this movie is pretty classic.
And you gotta love Spalding, but Otis Driftwood stole the show. And the first convention I went to, Moseley couldn't make it. I met Sid Haig, and maybe later I'll tell you the conversation I had with him was fantastic.
I love the back and forth between you and him when you were telling him what to inscribe on your autograph.
Oh my God, the best line of the entire movie. I went up to Bill Moseley. The lady in front of me was an older woman, and she asked him to write, I don't remember the kid's name, but some kid's name, and she didn't have a message. He goes, "Well, what do you want me to write?" And she didn't know. And he goes, "Well, how old is he?" And she goes, 7. And I'm like, 7? And you're picking a picture from Devil's Rejects? But okay. So then he goes, "How about brush your teeth or it'll end up like mine?" And she's like, "Okay." So then I walk up to him and I hand him my wife's picture because she's a big fan of the movie too. And of course it's him with the blonde lady from the car, which you'll see in the movie. And I was like, "I want you to write to Liz, do I stutter, bitch?" And he goes, "How did I know?" And I was like, "Yeah, standard." So I give him my picture and I'm like, "I want you to write to Chris, you pig fucking dumbass pussy piece of shit." And he looks at me, the lady he's with looks at me, and the entire line that can hear me is looking at me. And I look around and I'm like, "What, it's your line?" I'm like, "Listen, you can write as much or as little of that as you want." And he goes, "No, I'll write the whole thing. Just run it by me again." So I said it to him more slowly. But make a long story short, the second time I went, I got to meet Bill Moseley. I told him that Otis Driftwood in Devil's Rejects, anyway, is one of the greatest characters in any movie ever. And he was like, "Don't let him hear that." And he's pointing to Spalding. I was like, "Yeah, he's up there." But Otis and Bill Moseley blows this movie away.
Yeah, and for such classic actors too, to have such a comeback film and a groundbreaking one at that, it's got to feel good for these people that have been around the block a few times. I mean, Sid's been working, since the 60s, 50s, maybe?
About 50s, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, to see a man in 2005 who you'd probably think is at the tail end of his career to come back with such a, they kicked in the door like they were rock stars, and they continue to put on that portrayal. You know, they have such a groundbreaking success over the last decade, even not being into that many movies. It's refreshing. It's a good feeling.
And with part 2 coming out, I'm a little apprehensive because you know how I feel about sequels and just movies in general. I'm very hot or cold when it comes to movies. I'm a really tough sell. So for me to absolutely love this movie, it says something at least. I am a bit annoying with my opinions on movies, but yeah. So with number 2 coming out, I really hope they don't do what typical sequels do, and I don't expect it to be better, but at least hopefully it'll keep the story intact.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, and for those of you that don't know, there's a lot of rumors going around right now about a sequel. Rob Zombie's been teasing it for the last year, and Bloody Disgusting has been consistently breaking news about the sequel and when it'll possibly shoot. I'll say that it's looking to be a go. It's rumored to be called 2 or 3 from Hell, Devil's Rejects 2, and it's supposed to be shooting in March. So we're very excited about that.
Yeah, I've always been a big fan of Sid Haig, and ever since I saw Spider Baby many years ago, he's always been my favorite character in these films. And I remember when I first met him, when I was getting when he was signing my autograph. I don't even remember what he wrote on the one autograph I got for him, but I remember going up to him and I know what I wanted him to write, but it was way too long. My favorite line of his is from House of a Thousand Corpses, and it's towards the beginning of the movie when the cops come in to his little rest stop area, and they're ringing his bell, and he's in the back, and he screams out as they're ringing the bell, "Whoever's out there jerking off on that bell better be gone before I come out, or I'm gonna rip your nuts off." And it's just the way he delivers the line, and it's like just one of my favorite lines because it always makes me smile and laugh.
I feel that way about a good portion of the movie. Like I was rewatching Devil's Rejects recently, and they seem to be not only comfortable in their skin, but having so much fun in their role, especially Sid.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more about that. There's scenes like when at the end of the movie, not to give it away, and I'm not going to say anything that does give it away, but you actually wind up feeling bad for these people. And to pull that off, like I remember watching it like, oh, like you really get it's incredible. Like you're rooting for him at the end of this movie, and because of that, it's incredible. The fact that they have so many sick scenes in this movie, but yet you still feel the family dynamic it's unmatched. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it before.
I think that's one of the things that's so great about this movie, especially, for the actors, is how often do you get to play a character in a movie where you just get to go completely over the top, just completely take it to the next level. Like, you don't have to hold back. Like, yeah, obviously we're going to be watching the movie, and most people that are watching us have probably seen it before, but just some of the stuff that the Fireflies do is just so crazy, and the actors just got to completely just have a field day with it.
To put it in perspective, Bill Moseley, his Otis character, wakes up next to a dead corpse in the very beginning of the movie, and by the end of the movie, you want to sacrifice yourself so these guys don't have to die. And spoiler alert.
Absolutely. To that point, to all your points, I mean, I remember the first time I saw this movie. I was 15 years old, and I was with my family, and I had literally just watched an hour or two before Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, like the remake of that movie. And I was coming out of that with a headache. By the end of this movie, I felt like, shit, I'm really glad I get to keep my family.
That's a demented point, but a great one.
I was 15 years old, and I was like, shit, these poor people. And then I looked at the cops like I knew it, these people.
Well, on that note, let us explain how this is going to work. So basically, we are going to obviously watch the movie all together. Now, none of us are together right now. All 5 of us are in our respective homes. And what we're going to do is I'm going to count down, and we are all going to start the movie at the exact same time. This really didn't work too well last time because some people were like 30 minutes ahead somehow.
No. That's not because I didn't start at the same time. I had a problem with it, and I went to a different player, and I could never get back on track.
Oh, okay.
Guilty conscious, huh?
So user error. Okay.
Absolutely. Some of us don't sit in front of our computer all day. I'm sorry.
Some of us get paid to sit in front of our computer all day.
That's got claws.
That didn't go over so well. Sorry. I thought it was funny. That matters.
So we will not be streaming the movie itself. We can't do that. Lots of people would be mad at us, and we don't want those people to be mad at us. There's also nudity in the movie, and YouTube wouldn't really like that. So we're not going to be streaming the movie, but we're going to be watching the movie and giving our live commentary. Now, if any of you guys watching right now do have the movie at home, go ahead and cue that shit up.
Just so you know, we are going to be watching the unrated version. This came out back in a time where companies had to double dip, so they would put out the garbage theatrical cut and then make you buy it again 6 months later in the unrated form with about 30 seconds extra footage. In this particular case with Devil's Rejects, there was a substantial amount removed from the movie for the theatrical cut. So if there's any way to watch it and you've never seen it before, the unrated is the way to go. So we hope you're renting or you've bought or whatever the unrated version for this.
You say that like that's in the past, but they're doing the same thing with the It Blu-ray.
Yeah, that's a very good point, but it doesn't seem to happen as much as it used to.
Unless you're a DC movie.
In the past.
Unless it's a DC movie in which you get like 12 different versions.
Let's not get into that. We're going to be talking about Justice League.
So if anybody is going to be watching at home, you can go ahead, cue up the movie right now, and we will count down to when we start. Then you hit play. And then you'll know exactly where we are when we make our quips and comments, and we try to be clever and funny and probably fail. But you'll at least know where we are in the movie.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a weird internet communal experience, and you may or may not laugh. If you don't laugh, fuck it. Who cares?
You know, just before we start the movie, we decided to do this because apparently live tweeting movies on Twitter has been pretty popular, especially in the horror community. It seems like fans really like that when known horror writers and horror fans that have a big following live tweet movies they're watching. They seem to get very big reactions. So instead of doing live tweeting, why not just do fucking live commentary? It seems like way easier. So,
yeah, and when we're all together anyway, this is basically what happens regardless. Like, we all sit down, have a few beers, and before you know it, we're talking through half the movie. We may as well share the experience with other people who might want to hang out.
All right. So on that note, is everybody ready on their end?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got the movie ready to go.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do a 5-second countdown. Hang on.
We're gonna be starting at the Lionsgate logo of the movie. So get past all the FBI bullshit of your DVDs and whatever else. When the Lionsgate logo comes in, that's the point we're gonna be jumping from.
What's a DVD, Ray?
I have no idea. I use them for coasters now.
Right.
Very expensive coasters.
Mr. Anti-Digital, what? Or are you talking Blu-ray?
Yeah, I like Blu-ray more.
I'm all Blu-ray too nowadays. When I can.
I'm a streaming guy. I can't do physical media anymore. I don't got that kind of fucking room. Well, I technically had that kind of room in a house. That house, it got toasty, and now I live in an apartment. I don't have room for that shit. So
I'm all about digital myself.
All right, so let us go ahead and start this off, guys. Countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ah, Lionsgates.
The good old days.
Another Saw movie.
Oh, please don't.
Well, you're getting another one pretty soon.
We're not talking about that.
Yeah, let's not do that.
We're talking about good movies here.
We never talked about the soundtrack of this movie.
It's incredible.
Oh my god, is it ever?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess when you do nothing but pick like 70s southern rock bands, it's I guess it works. Yeah, that butt in the upper left-hand corner was pretty nice.
Nice little throwback to
decaying farmhouse. Sorry, right?
Nice throwback to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre opening.
Now, I know this movie takes place in like the 70s, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, that's the thing about it, though, is that other than a couple visual clues, really it could take place at any time period.
Well, the thing is about that is that the House of Thousand Corpses is definitely not a movie that takes place in the 70s.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting how it like could be from the 70s, but the other one is more present day feeling.
Yeah, no, it definitely is present day.
Oh, that picture turned into a real person, it looks like.
I think everybody's just poor in this movie. It takes place in like the backwoods, so they're just like 30 years behind everybody else.
Maybe. I don't know.
First titties of the movie.
Well, it's actually second if you include all the pictures and some looks like some clean-shaven bush.
I gotta say, like,
see, it's not the 70s. That thing would be a freaking forest.
Hey, it's Jason Voorhees from Part 2, guys.
I gotta say, this is a lot more graphic than I remember it to be.
She probably needed
Should we maybe have a moment of silence for him?
Yeah, for Matthew McGorry.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Yeah, he was 32 when he passed away. Shortly after this movie.
That wasn't a moment of silence.
I was clarifying.
I can't stop looking at those giant pepperoni nipples. It's kind of distracting me.
Yeah, those were some like serious protruding.
I wonder how many showers she had to take to clean up.
Look, is anyone going to believe that a chick in the 70s is going to be that clean shaven?
That's a valid point.
He's not even wearing like a Part 2 Friday the 13th mask. That's more of like a Town That Feared Sundown mask. Or a Stranger's mask. No, the Collection.
Good movie.
I heard the sequel is pretty good. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I highly recommend it, man. It's pretty good.
For somebody who doesn't talk in this movie, he did a lot. Just what his presence is, his demeanor
He looks like
and everything.
a cross between Jason and Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, but he's way cooler because he eats a big bowl of Agatha Christie's cereal in the first movie.
That's like one of my favorite little visual gags.
Yeah, I saw like last week or the week before. I think Ray, you had posted that on the Facebook for Dead Entertainment. That was a good one.
Nice little giggle out of that.
I want a box of Agatha Christie's.
I just want one for my shelf. Like, it'd be perfect.
And here's the man.
Put it on display.
Oh, it's Chris 6 minutes ahead of us.
The main cop in this movie, the brother of the cop that they killed in the first movie?
Yeah, Tom Toles is his name, who also passed away not too long ago.
This movie has so many people that have died from it. Like, not within the movie, but
look, that was another clean-shaven bush. All right, that's two chicks from apparently the 70s. Yeah, no, not happening.
It could be one of those things they do to them.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe it's post-mortem.
Yeah.
That's part of their torture technique. They force them to shave their bush. No, please, not my bush.
They pluck it, wax it.
Pluck it.
Bill loves his dead chicks like that. One thing I did not know was Dobson over here is Officer Doofy, Dave Sheridan.
Oh, from Scary Movie?
Yeah.
I wonder if they did that on purpose.
You do not recognize him at all. Like,
I love this guy.
William Forsythe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. I met him once.
So did I. He gave me a big hug. He was awesome.
Every time I see a cop with a mustache, it reminds me of the end of Sleepaway Camp.
There he is. I love my Otis.
Yes.
I love the dirty underwear he's wearing.
I know. You know, I searched long and hard for something bad to say about this movie, and to be completely honest, I can't find anything. Even the things that can be perceived as bad are fantastic.
Is the actress that played Mama Firefly the same as the actress from the first movie?
No, it was
not. I thought it was.
It was Leslie Westbrook, right? Is that her name? Easterbrook. Yeah, that's right.
She was Police Academy fame. The House of 1,000 Corpses was Karen Black.
Yeah.
Oh, in my defense, I hated that movie. So.
All right, there's your one negative for this movie. The rest of it's positive commentary.
You want to keep your lips on your mouth and not on a porch swing?
Rufus was also replaced in this movie. It's Tyler Mane plays him in this movie, who Rob Zombie reused for Michael Myers in the remake. The original one was Robert Mukes.
I'm sorry, I'm not even listening to you guys. I love this goddamn movie so much.
All right.
Oh, you're good. You know, we're just trying to do a commentary and, you know...
Yeah, no, it's really bad, but I really love this movie.
He's going to just shut up and watch it.
I know. You're not going to hear from me. I'm going to be watching the movie. For the 4,000th time.
That was kind of cool on that one mask. If you saw it had the upside-down cross, kind of reminded me of the Zodiac Killer.
Otis also looks like his face paint from House of 1,000 Corpses, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that was done on purpose.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's a nice little throwback.
The mother's like, I was just thinking, like when you was a fucking baby.
Yeah, he's out of us already.
No, I'm not. Actually, that already happened a long time ago. I'm with you guys. It's just remembering that scene and how the family interaction is.
I'm just going to propose...
Slays together, stays together.
I'm going to propose a drinking game every time the word fuck is used.
I was thinking about that, and I was going to bring it up because you had mentioned it to me before, but I think we'd all be drunk already because he comes running down the stairs going, fuck.
I think that's a surefire way to get alcohol poisoning within the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Do you think the police are shooting at the hanging bottles or at the family?
I almost had it.
I got that one. Like, at this point, when you know you're getting shot by, like, automatic rifles, why would you throw a smoke bomb? Just throw actual grenades and call it a day.
Just set the house on fire.
I don't think local
Pretty sure it's tear gas, though.
Yeah, I don't think local police departments have grenades. Seems like a little overkill.
I mean, it is.
You don't need,
though. So
you don't need gas masks for smoke bombs. It's not helping.
The guy right there with the gas mask on the left is Kane Hodder. He was the stunt coordinator on this. And he was known for a couple other movies. I don't remember which, though.
The scene is just great.
Kane Hodder should just be in everything. It's horror. They should just have Kane Hodder in it.
I like how they're just unaffected by the tear gas.
They probably made themselves immune.
Instead of drinking, they just inhale that shit.
Yeah. Like how cops tase each other. You have to get tased as a cop to so you know the feeling.
Yeah.
I like how they switched from full auto to like semi-auto on all their assault rifles now that the cops are in the house.
It's kind of upsetting that we never get to know this brother.
Yeah, I agree.
He looked like another badass character.
Even in House, he was kind of just a grunt.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch that movie, so that's not going to help me get to know him. Look at the family. There's so much love in this family.
I think that says so much about Chris here. Gotta say, whoever did the production design really needs to be brought back for the sequel.
Cue, great song and a great scene.
Good old Allman Brothers.
What happened to all their pets in the cages? Don't you feel bad for them?
I feel like they should make a comic explaining how those people got there and all that.
Yeah, they'll be all right. Don't worry about them.
I like how Baby's still kicking them.
I know.
I think the soundtrack is absolutely perfect. There's like maybe like 1 or 2 songs that I don't put on my iPod, but everything is amazing. And this is music I don't normally listen to.
Matthew McCrory.
Yeah, Ken Faree, man.
Ken Faree, the man.
That he's in the movie.
Dude, he's like I want him in pretty much everything. He's incredible.
Ever since Dawn, I've been a huge fan.
Yeah, if you ever have a chance to meet him, I highly recommend it. He's such a cool guy.
Imagine driving to work and all of a sudden this happens.
Such a concerned citizen.
Not really. Just saying.
Lou Temple, he was on The Walking Dead for a little bit.
He's been in more things than you'd realize.
He's one of those character actors that pops with a lot. Of course, Danny Trejo's and everything.
DDP.
I want to know what she said in her ear right there.
I'm gonna steal your wallet.
Nice ass.
If it's anything like she says later on.
You gonna die, bitch?
Wayne Toth is another one they need to bring back. This is Tyler Bates, I'd like.
I just happen to like anybody named Bates, so it's okay.
Well, Tyler Bates is he made quite a career for himself, scoring Guardians of the Galaxy, and now he's a member of Marilyn Manson. Pretty crazy.
That's quite the jump.
Is he still around?
Music movies,
He is.
being in a popular band.
We learn something every day, I guess.
Pretty much.
So proud of the day I cursed him out.
On the commentary, like, Bill Moseley accidentally missed the pad that he was supposed to stab her with, like on top of, and like it didn't hurt her, like it didn't like injure her or anything, but like he felt so bad over it.
I know. If you watch like his commentary of this movie, he's so innocent. He's like, it clashes so much with the actual character.
Exactly.
He said later on there's a really horrible scene. He said that he couldn't do it anymore. They wanted him to reshoot it, and he refused because it was so like it made him feel so bad.
And having rewatched that scene recently, my God, it is so uncomfortable.
Yeah, try watching with your father-in-law.
Exactly.
While you're not even married to your wife yet, you're dating her, and you recommend the movie, and then you got to watch that scene with your future father-in-law.
Oh man.
I really appreciate the graininess of that scene that we just watched there, where they're really kind of playing off of like the Ed Gein, Texas Chainsaw vibe.
70s cable TV.
7.
But more clues that it's around the 70s.
Duty fucking Freddy!
This is a scene that I never thought I'd ever see in my life, but alas, here it is.
Don't lie, you enjoy this scene.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a few minutes, boys.
Probably not as much as Sid did.
Ray, why you all of a sudden?
His
lines here are ridiculous.
I know. Next time you won't have to pay me.
I never realized that you see the bottom of his sack.
Tank sack.
I don't
learn
want
something new every day.
I've seen this movie 30 times. I guess I've never watched it this close to the screen before. I don't want Sid Sack.
You're just leaning in. You're like, oh, titties. Ah, ball sack. Whoops.
You know they did that on purpose.
I don't think you could get away with half of the stuff Rob Zombie did, like, today. Which makes
Already?
I know, we're like, what, 12, 15 minutes into the movie? And it's already a hard R. Pun half intended.
I know it.
I calls it like I sees it.
Really needs to brush his teeth.
Yeah, his teeth are repulsive.
Reality check.
Shambhala.
Hey Ray,
That's a lot different.
Does she remind you of anyone?
Oh God.
Don't say any names. I don't know who you're talking about, but
oh my God.
you're acting like a spastic mongoloid in heat. He's got shit stains. I fucking love this movie.
You think he still has that underwear?
Yeah,
I hope
probably.
so.
I love that transition.
Brian was going to say great transition.
Lord knows if that was his pee, I wanted to know what's wrong with him.
It tastes a bit nutty.
A little piquant aftertaste.
That commercial
I believe
looks like a New Jersey car commercial.
Come
Yeah, it
get
does.
some chicken and gasoline.
His wife,
I would vote for him. Well, you know, never mind. We won't go there.
don't forget the t-shirt.
I like how he just always has his makeup on.
He wakes up in the morning, he's got his makeup on. He goes to sleep, he's got his makeup on. Apparently it's his, like, permanent marker or something.
He didn't have it on when he woke up. He had it on in the dream, but not when he woke up.
Okay, fair enough.
Another one of his classic lines coming up.
You ain't going nowhere, bitch.
Like, I wonder what the casting call for that big fat chick was. Giant, unattractive, fat broad. Needed for one seed.
I actually looked up to see who she was, and apparently she looks so different now. She's lost a significant amount of weight.
Am I the only one laughing so hard I'm in tears right now? And it's like the 7,000th time I've seen this movie.
Hey Joe, doesn't that look like a truck that my old man would own?
Yeah, man, it reminds me of the tugboat from 1999.
Fake news.
Worst deal ever.
Birth certificate.
Alright, gents.
Let it go.
Let it go. Charlie.
The real star of the movie.
I know, I love him.
The combination of the people are
I know.
Incredible. Michael Berryman, Hills Have Eyes fame, and Ken Furry.
You're the chicken fucker.
I know chicken fucker, Paul.
You hear that, boss? He called me a chicken fucker. I ain't no chicken fucker. You the chicken fucker.
But one of my favorite things about this is we have Tommy Pickles right here as a prostitute, and Dottie from Big Adventure.
Wait, here's your next
really?
70s reference.
That's E.G. Daly, yeah.
Point out Tommy Pickles.
She does the voice for him.
She does the voice.
I realize that Tommy Pickles is not in this movie, but
no, I know, but
Ken
like,
3 gonna have to choke a bitch?
it's crazy that she plays this character.
that's her.
Yeah, Tommy
Right.
Tommy Pickles wouldn't be in this movie, but I could see Angelica working for Charlie. She looks like she would have grown up to be a.
You gotta hustle
Hooker.
that pussy.
That's advice for life.
Wait, here's your
You
70s
gotta
reference.
hustle that pussy.
I love Michael Berryman's response.
Word shit.
I'd fuck her.
Thank you very much.
George boss, they call him George.
You know what would have been awesome in this scene if they would have got Carrie Fisher to play the role of that prostitute while she was talking about the wanting to fuck Princess Leia.
She would have
Oh,
done
that
it
would've
too.
been
She was crazy, man.
Like, I don't disagree with Ken Foree. Those nerds, you know, they could be a handful.
We are those nerds, Ray. So we
Yeah, I
should
know. I just gotta point out that Cutter's such a badass name. I think I'm gonna name my kid Cutter.
Cutter Spalding.
Yeah, that's gonna be his middle name. I'm gonna be tacky like some people we know.
Dr.
No
Cutter,
no
Spalding,
names,
Satan,
Joe.
Mungus.
I love the transitions in this movie. They're just so 70s.
Yeah, they're
So
like
true.
very Star Warsy.
I'm telling you, that we don't say anything like bad about this movie, and you can't.
I'm gonna look for something. I don't think I'm gonna find it, but I'm gonna look.
I thought long and hard, and you know me, I'm the worst critic and the hardest selling movies.
Oh yeah, long and hard. I bet you did.
Oh yes,
Oh.
I did see a ball sack before.
Well, that explains a lot.
That wasn't
What is
a.
Sid Haig's balls?
Yeah, it wasn't a ball sack. It was
There he
a.
is.
It was a
That's-
Sid
that's-
sack.
It's the rodeo clown.
We need to patent the Sid Sack.
Trademark, Sid Sack.
Sid Sack, only available at deadentertainment.com.
Could be some stress balls that you just squeeze them when you're mad.
Tagline: next time you'll have to pay me.
2 raccoons in a gunny sack. Like, oh, God, who wrote that line?
So-
God, like,
Oh, it's
did
fantastic.
did Rob Zombie really write that line?
I hope so, because it was
Yep, I hope
fantastic.
so too.
I love this dude's shirt with the cowboys on his shoulders. Wow.
Brian Posehn needs to be in every movie.
That's the big guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he's great. He really is great. He's just got a great voice and a great demeanor about him. I remember that one of the first times I ever saw him, he was in one episode of Seinfeld, and like he had 2 scenes, and they were both great scenes.
There's a scene coming up where he talks about being a rodeo clown. In any other movie, I would have hated that dialogue, but coming from him, it's fantastic.
It just fits. Like he looks like the type of person whose passion was to become a rodeo clown. Also,
Whoever cast this movie should be paid millions of dollars.
I just want to point out, if you guys were doing the drinking game, you probably died in that last scene. So rest in peace.
He
Fifth beer.
you know, he also has a reoccurring role on Big Bang Theory, and it's actually a really funny role.
Yeah, he's
He's a
hilarious. in that.
geologist that Sheldon's ashamed to work with.
Yeah, it's he's like one of the most redeeming things about the show now. The show has gone such downhill. Him being in an episode, and Simon Hedberg, who I still think is the best thing about that show.
I always enjoy when Will Wheaton shows up.
I'm still not really listening to you guys. It's really bad. I'm like, why are these guys talking? I'm trying to hear this.
So we can count Chris out for being a viewer of our commentary tracks.
No, just for this movie. You picked a movie that you sabotaged me from the beginning.
And what's worse is that we sabotaged you even like more so because you had to cancel something to be here.
Yeah, I had to cancel date night with my wife and my friends, and now they're here watching the movie.
Like I was telling Ray before we started, though, man, you gotta have priorities, and I think this takes the cake over some date with some other couples, you know?
I just love the fact that they're there watching the movie now. She invited him over, so that like she could have him over and such, and now they're hanging with you. Like bitter.
And they've never seen the movie, so they get to watch it for the first time, and I'm so jealous.
Oh man!
I hope all the kids are there too. That way you can mold a future generation of horror fans.
The
They
Devil's
are
Rejects.
here, but they're not watching the movies, unfortunately.
The Devil's Rejects, fun for the whole family.
So you didn't cancel date night; you enhanced date night.
That's
Get it?
There we go.
exactly
That's
right.
the word.
I like it.
She meowing?
It's better than her laughing.
Her laughing is classic.
Her laughing is awful.
It's annoying, but it is like it's such a. It's unmistakable.
Oh, it's a real cock softener.
Wow.
I forget, where'd this guy get that bucket?
The hotel room.
I only saw him get out the van. Or am I
I love
mistaken?
that his claim to fame is shaking hands with Johnny Cannon. Like, they're like he wears that badge very proudly.
I like how his pickup line is like, "I'm in a band named Banjo and Sullivan." Like that's gonna get you all the pussy, dude. All the chicks want to bang Banjo and Sullivan.
In the 70s.
But she just said that. I mean,
It's not the only thing I do with this mouth.
don't tell me that.
Say it again.
Meathead.
What you say?
What you say, girl?
I love these close-up shots. Like they're so uncomfortable. Like,
That's cool.
you're way too close.
Those shots are such a great way to break up the movie in such a unique manner.
It kind of gives you like this way too close and impersonal, like if you're standing too close in somebody's personal space, you know.
Exactly what I was about to say. Like it's right up in their personal space, so it's supposed to make you feel uncomfortable, which is with the vibe of the scene because the dialogue.
It's like when you go.
Very uncomfortable. That guy should realize that obviously this hot chick wants nothing to do with him. Something bad's gonna happen.
Yeah,
one of the greatest lines of hers coming up.
It's like when you go to the bathroom, you go to the urinal, and there's 6 urinals, and somebody else comes in and takes the one right next to you.
We
It
don't
reminds me
even
of the
get
scene
into,
in
urinal etiquette.
It reminds me of the scene in Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle or whatever. when he's pissing on the bush.
There used to be an old Flash game where you'd have to pick which urinal. It was like a game where you walk into a bathroom and you have to pick which urinal. And there was like right answers and wrong answers. Like you couldn't pick the one next to the people. So there'd be like a line of people. You had to pick the like less invasive one.
Yep, there's a definite etiquette, like an official etiquette to going to the bathroom as a man.
Yeah, if there's 6 stalls and someone stands next to you, you should be able to turn and just piss on their shoes.
Exactly. I agree with that.
I think that's fair.
Nice pubes.
It took me a second there, but I caught it. Shit just got real.
All right, ramblers, let's get rambling.
They just pushed into that room and took hostages. She's like, God damn it, look at that jacket.
The look on Bill's face is like, what the fuck are you talking
On
about?
TV.
I can almost pretty much quote this entire movie straight through. Should I try?
Please don't.
All right. So let's real talk here. What are we rating these titties? All right.
Are we doing the
Chicken in
titty
the
titty
shower
scale?
gets a 2 out of 10.
scale-
Too small.
Scale of 1 to 70s.
I like it.
I wish I had more hands so I can give them titties
Yeah,
4 thumbs down.
Another clean shaven bush, so.
No, it
No.
wasn't clean. Wasn't
No,
clean.
this one was definitely not 70s.
Yeah,
I'd say
no.
like 2000-ish. That's probably like a typical like early 2000s push.
Casting call for all the nude ladies in this movie. Grow out your bush so we can shave it.
Jimmy,
No, Jimmy, take the meat and run.
keep the beef jerky. Go take a walk.
That's a great line.
Wait till he mentions his puke.
Wah, wah.
Rest in peace, Jimmy. May he achieve his goals as a rodeo clown at the afterlife.
Like
what do you think was in the puke that they had him spit out?
It looked like some like watery oatmeal.
That sounds about right.
Maybe some like baby food or something. That's got a good pukey consistency.
Could have been pea soup like The Exorcist.
Yeah.
I just love the little like air freshener hanging from his mirror.
I love how
choice.
I love how the villains keep having cars that break down in this movie.
That's a good point.
This is the second car that they were driving that broke down.
We got some horror royalty here with PJ Souls.
Totally.
I don't think the other car broke down though, did it?
Yeah, right at the hotel.
I don't know. I didn't think it broke down. I thought that she said she's going to try and get him a room and wait for him. Maybe she was supposed to go get a room and wait for Sid Haig. I don't think that car broke down that time.
Do I stutter, bitch?
I have a button somewhere with his face on it that says "Top Secret Clown Business."
Yeah,
I like that line.
Never turn your back on a fucking clown. That was one of my favorite lines.
That's good like for advice though, like life advice, man.
Don't you think we're funny?
Don't we make you laugh?
Don't you?
That kid is probably still scarred.
Seriously?
Look at his face. That is sheer, pure terror. That's not acting. That's real.
I think Sid Haig should have a cameo in It Part 2. You don't like clowns, kid?
Like he might be scarier.
Your whole fucking family.
When I was watching this the other day, I was like wondering if they maybe shot the scene without the kid in it, and then they cut to that shot where the kid is definitely sitting next to him, and he's cursing and being all scary like.
I like how Sid was driving away. The mother was on the ground, passed out, and the kid was gone.
I am done.
His parents quit.
I love how he was a tough guy, like the first person to jump up and get in Otis's face, and now he's completely lost, completely scarred.
You a faggot? I like how every time Otis asks him a question, it's just a double-edged sword. Doesn't matter what he answers, he's fucked.
Well, he did shake Johnny Cash's hand.
It did. It makes me uncomfortable that he's clapping with a gun in his hand.
Oh, shit, guys, I just shot Marvin in the face.
Next words out of your mouth. I love this.
Why'd you do that?
Definitely getting chiz on your tombstone. Great line.
How many times do you think he wrote that on an autograph for a fan?
Probably a lot.
Too many.
Mine just said, I am the devil, I'm here to do the devil's work. I'm sure he wrote that more, but that's just a great line.
I'm utterly jealous of fucking Bill Moseley's beard. Like, I strive for that.
I could probably do it.
Do it.
I had the hair going.
You did.
And it was going white.
Alright, guys, getting some MILF action.
I'm a little weird about this. Exactly. It's Terry from Three's Company. Don't do this.
It is disturbing because of that.
Pretty
hotter because of it.
Hey,
it's like as disturbing as seeing.
I love that, but she's pushing her. Oh, she's like tormenting the lady in the back. I love it.
It's like something like a 6th grader would be doing.
I know, that's what I love about it. She's like leaning forward, just pushing her.
Giving her a wet willy, a little spitball in the back of the head.
This is so awful to do right in front of her husband.
This is the scene I said, imagine watching this with your future father-in-law.
I had to watch this with my father.
Again.
I had to watch this when I was 15 with Ray's father.
Yeah. Like, in hindsight, like, I don't know why I let him watch it.
You thought it was a great idea after Willy Wonka. This whole thing's really...
Oh, that was, like, I think I had promised your sister that we'd all go see that because that's what she wanted to see, and then I wasn't passing up Devil's Rejects for that. All in all, I saw this movie in the theater 5 times.
I think it's so
Really?
Just making sure to put the gun down there, you know.
You know, I've been in panels and commentaries with Mosley, and he's expressed how uncomfortable this scene made him feel.
Yeah, this is the scene I was talking about, where in the commentary he even says that he couldn't do it. They wanted to shoot it again. He said he couldn't do it. He
That's what makes
refused.
the scene so great, though, is just how awkward it is.
It's a rough scene. I mean, it doesn't matter who it is. I mean, it could be it could have been Daniel Day-Lewis doing the scene, and it's rough. It's a rough scene.
Yeah, I heard that the entire set was extremely somber this day. Like, they tried to make the best of it, but everybody was dreading shooting this scene, you know?
She's not his type anyway. She's not dead.
That's true.
Valid point.
She's still blowing at her.
Shit stain.
Come on, shit stain.
Oh man.
Was there literally 1,000 corpses in the house, or did they exaggerate that number?
Who cares?
There probably was remains from 1,000 corpses, maybe like a couple hundred fingers.
It was like Fish Boy.
Fish Boy was pretty cool.
Isn't it weird that Chris Hardwick was in that movie?
Yeah, I just think of him on Talking Dead now. But
Yeah, so do I, but you think about it, you're just like, huh.
Wasn't Rainn Wilson the Fish Boy?
Yep.
My name's Dwight K. Schrute. I'm the Fish Boy. I
gotta say, Leslie Easterbrook did a hell of a job replacing Karen Black, but this is the one scene that, like, I think she went a little too over the top. She's great, but by the end of the scene, you're just like, good lord.
No.
She ran it and took it with her.
Yeah, but the scene, I get it. I mean, at this point, she gets it. She's caught. You know, she just watched one of her kids die, and her plan backfired for suicide. So at this point, she's just kind of really out there, and her mind is. I get this scene. I get why she's so over the top in it.
On top of that, she's also trying to play games with him.
Well, yeah, I mean, she did. She did help, kill his brother.
Right.
I love that she pretty much rubs that into. I'm not sure if it's this scene particularly or a scene a little bit later, but
No, it's this scene. She pulls out one of the books.
Yeah, she's fucking with him real bad. He doesn't like it very much.
And she's got a picture, a Polaroid of his dead brother. Tom
everything up to the very tail end of this scene, I enjoy, but very tail when she's just screaming and yelling, and I'm just like, good lord, take it down a notch or two. Gotta say though, you meet William Forsythe, and he is nothing like this character at all. He's, like, dare I say, a little shy compared to this character.
No, he wasn't shy with me. But then again, he plays characters like this all the time. When I met him, I got a photograph of his character from Boardwalk Empire signed.
Yeah, I think I was with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I had met him with Chris a while back, he was just like very, very quiet,
Ooh, burn.
Yeah, definitely the 70s. You wouldn't be able to do this.
Also, again, it's Texas, so...
Yeah, seriously, this stuff happens today.
Like how her response to everything is just seductively lick her lips.
Yeah, she's definitely getting off on that.
She's like, oh yeah, choke me, daddy. Isn't there a scene later in the movie where his dead brother like comes back to him and tells him to kill the fireflies?
Yeah,
there's.
That's a pretty cool scene. I always enjoy when they do stuff like that to kind of emphasize like the mental illness that these characters are experiencing from like the trauma.
She's got a good maniacal laugh. I'll give her that.
Rob Zombie was probably like, all right, we're going to chain you up and we're going to put you on a spinny chair with wheels. Just go with it.
Yeah, like, he really looks like my kindergarten teacher.
I wonder what the script said about that.
I think this scene right here is what made me love Otis Driftwood.
Me too, Chris. As a matter of fact, it's what made me really love playing a character named Mosley.
We're not talking about that movie, by the way.
I know.
Oh, right.
Whoops. I'm sorry.
I didn't get the reference at first, but I got you now.
Yeah, for a second there, I was like, what are you talking about? And then I remembered that, like, I had named you Mosley in the movie.
I played the character. I didn't name it.
You did
but I was
well.
happy to do it.
It's like the greatest scene. Just makes his character because it's like a stroll in the park. He's talking to a couple friends, and he's just
That's a great line. You're nothing but a city faggot with a cowboy hat.
Yeah. Dude, everything he says in this scene is fantastic.
Yeah, it's nothing like a good scene mentioning pussy stink.
Those are my favorite scenes, honestly.
I think more movies. I wish Disney movies would have pussy stink scenes.
I thought Frozen had a scene like that. Am I wrong? Or?
I like his little fanny pack gun holster.
I'm never gonna not see that now. Thanks.
Right on his crotch.
Hope it doesn't rust the barrel. It doesn't work. He stops. He pauses for a second and waits to see if there's a reaction, and then he moves on to the next insulting crap.
As I was telling Chris yesterday, that it was revealed that one of the panels me and Bates went to, that he ad-libbed that line.
I'm telling you, and knowing that he ad-libbed it made it even better. But this scene made me love this character, just because like he's such a goading piece of shit. He's just a troll.
And I love how he's like looking at the ground while he's like saying this stuff.
Yeah, he's like trying to think of the next thing that's going to provoke him. I love the pause. He waits for a reaction, and when there's nothing, he goes on to the next thing.
Killing sounds so perverted.
So like metaphysical, like it's not so much murder as it is you're not gonna be alive anymore.
I love how quick he switches on, though.
I think it's really ironic that you were talking about how you saw this right after Willy Wonka.
I know.
Just talking about Willy
Wonka. That's a good point.
I thought of that before too, but
like, what did they go to the movies to watch Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? It doesn't seem like their kind of thing.
Yeah, they got some Tutti fucking fruity.
He probably read the book, laying next to a bunch of corpses.
Baby looks like the type of person that would probably watch that endlessly.
Ooh, in the neck.
Right in the neck.
He's feeling that, man. He's feeling that.
Dude, you just took one in the jugular, man. That's awesome. I feel tired.
Wait. What?
Right in the balls.
Well.
Oh, fuck that.
It's a big stick, man.
Yeah, man. That would
Walk
hurt.
softly and carry a big stick, guys.
Yeah.
Pretty sure these were wigs, but their wig game in this movie was fantastic.
This is one of the only times in the movie where I feel like it's Otis from House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah, he definitely has a couple small inklings to it.
Thank God.
I love Roy's face. He's just looks like he's literally dying on set.
Bless the bunnies, bless the birds. I gotta say, that's pretty fucking sadistic, man. I enjoy that scene.
It's my favorite. He's got great crazy eyes.
Well, not as good as Crazy Eyes from Mr. Deeds, but,
He's
Steve Buscemi.
Brutal, man. He kills the guy who he didn't shoot in the neck.
Yeah? That line's actually a Tex Watson of the Charles Manson murders line. Nice touch, I thought.
Another great transition.
Definitely.
Yeah, she's still in her underwear.
What are these clothes that you speak of?
Yeah, I was surprised that they even mustered up the courage to ask to use the bathroom. Let alone put the clothes back on.
See, everybody else has shit-stained underwear, so I don't think the Fireflies believe in the bathroom anyways.
I mean, she's just wearing pants. She's not even wearing underwear, if you recall.
Baby don't need no underwear, yo.
Well, Rob Zombie definitely didn't think so. You see her ass in this movie more than you see it without. Or with.
I like how she thought that little slap was gonna pass.
What was that you cut out?
I said I like how she thought that first little slap was gonna cut it.
Yeah, especially after she said no love taps.
She's like super upset about this now. In the beginning, she was okay with getting smacked in the face, but now she's upset.
Should have killed her for not having the exact quote, for not repeating verbatim.
Yeah, I wonder why she didn't repeat it. I love she throws something at her.
Yeah.
I wonder why it wasn't repeated exactly the way it was spoken. I wonder if that was on purpose or if she like just continuously just fucked up the line.
She got off light on that one.
It's always bothered me a little bit. Like if you're there and you're about to die, you're gonna repeat that shit word for word. I love this part. What I ever really do to you, she says. It's great. It's fucking great.
I'm gonna take the safety off.
I love that she believed it for a second there.
Ouch. In real life,
I don't know.
Would have not stuck into her chest. So would have just like the blade, like the handle would have bounced off her chest or something.
I don't know if she believed her. I think she felt she was in control because she had the gun.
I honestly feel like someone.
I'm bleeding to death. Let me pull this knife out of my heart to cause all the blood to come out. Oh, there you go. There's her ass again.
Daddy, grab that bitch!
Chris is like 30 seconds ahead of us.
No, I'm not actually ahead. I'm watching the same point you are, but I'm just talking ahead.
Well, stop that. You're going to have nothing to say in 30
You're
seconds.
ruining the movie for everybody.
I know. I'm sorry.
This scene is just so fucking brutal.
She must be she must have practiced throwing knives or some shit. I feel like that's normal where they were.
Texas in the 70s, what else are you going to do? Going to practice throwing knives. That's what you're going to do.
Yeah, don't you throw knives, like, for leisure?
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I got invited to a hatchet throwing range like 2 weeks ago.
That's so weird.
Yeah, I said
nice
no.
Headbutt.
You just got knocked the hell out, bitch.
I love the obsession with the Marx Brothers and Groucho.
Yeah.
I love that they have like only 2 or 3 people on this investigation. No FBI or anything, just a couple bulletin boards and pictures.
Couple sheriff's deputies.
Some mercenaries.
Once again, this is Texas, and he wants to handle things personally because they killed his brother, so he probably doesn't want the FBI involved. He wants to be able to handle himself, so when he gets him, he can kill him.
That's a hell of a headbutt. Look at her face.
It's a big ass head to get hit with.
Diabetes, it's a real killer.
You sit here and you look at these 3 cops together, and
I love this guy.
You got to realize, like there's no where anywhere where three cops like this are going to exist together.
You can almost make a show entirely on these three.
You got like the serious cop, you got Doofy from Scary Movie, and then you got the diabetes cop.
And add in Super Mario in a suit right here.
I love this guy.
I love that this is just like Rob Zombie's jab at critics in general.
I know.
Like, this scene could have easily ended up on the cutting room floor, but you know he kept this in just so he could say fuck you to critics in general.
A simple internet search would have gotten you that. Oh, wait, 70s. Forgot.
Exactly.
Did he come in with a bottle of liquor?
Yes.
Yeah, they improvised that on the scene. He just showed up drunk to do his scene.
I also like the fact that he's been calling critics nothing but drunks.
Damn right, and that's how.
So you know the derogatory remark about Elvis Aaron Presley again in my presence.
I love that line. Fuck Groucho.
Tell us how you really feel, Rob. Damn.
It's funny, they brought him in to learn about Groucho and the Marx Brothers, and they kick him out in under a minute.
He ends it with yelling, fuck him.
Oh, I love this.
Fucking amazing.
Oh, it's his face. Look at that.
You can put a strap. The worst part is, look at the crease around his hair from the strap. He's been wearing that a while.
That's a good point.
Look at it. He's got helmet head from wearing that fucking mask. Your dick. It's the dirt.
Man, them Mexican maids, they got enough to clean up.
Oh shit! I remember the scene that's coming up next. Man, it's fucked up.
Brutal.
Does he put? I can't remember.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
That's her boyfriend's face.
That's a good one.
I think it's her husband, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, husband? Yeah.
Banjo and Sullivan show's been canceled tonight.
Oh man, he got some of the fucking hair on there and everything. That's gross.
That's like
fucking amazing. It does get any
And if
better
you look
for
at
her.
the eyes, you know he like slashed across his eyeballs. Oh,
I want that mask.
I think they make it.
it's perfect.
But just think of how twisted this was. Like, I don't even know if a movie like this could exist today. At least in the, a major release.
Like, look at
Not
this.
cinemas, probably. I mean, if you look at like even like the new Leatherface movie that came out and stuff like that, it's all like pretty much either limited theatrical release or VOD.
Yeah, it's so tame. Sorry, Joe, go on.
I want to point out, like, look at this place. You see, like, the far out of this, and they have maids. They have house cleaners.
Yeah, exactly. They're not doing very well. Certainly not on the outside.
Yeah, let's see their green cards.
Hey.
Oh.
Ooh.
Hey. I don't think this woman right here is part of Trump's America. I can't even say that without laughing.
Jimmy!
Now just think, she left Mexico.
Hey, look, guys, it was the name of the movie.
She probably left Mexico that had scenes worse than this with the cartel.
Hey, we gotta be careful what we say about the cartel. Remember what happened to that last YouTube star?
Yeah, well, he was in Mexico when he said that shit.
Good point. There's no way he's gonna come. They're gonna come all the way to Seattle and find us.
Right.
You gotta get through the wall first.
But then again, one of us is in Texas. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean,
take that mask off.
I mean,
he's in Wisconsin.
They gotta find. They have to cross 2 countries to get to me in Quebec.
And LB over there in Finland, man. He's gonna be a tough one to get.
Really on a bad fucking day.
Yeah, I'd say.
I don't understand. Did that truck not see her at all and just decided, fuck it, I'll hit her?
He was playing with his iPod.
70s.
70s. Fuck. I'm just kidding.
Nice little another Texas Chainsaw reference there.
Yeah. God, this looks so gross. And it was probably really hot that day, so whatever's laying around in the street, if it was real, it must have stunk.
It was probably like pig or cow intestines or something.
Yeah.
I can only imagine how nasty that would smell, because I know, when they filmed that Captain Rhodes' death in Day of the Dead, they use actual, cow or pig intestines for that, and that was inside.
Didn't somebody...
on a hot day, and they said it was, it smelled disgusting. So.
From what I remember, I think somebody forgot to put that in the refrigerator too, so it was
put
all
it in the
rotten.
refrigerator, but the power went out over the weekend or something in between filming, and it spoiled.
Yeah, and they had to use it anyway. Good old Joe Pilato, he was a trooper.
Choke on it.
Choke on him.
I was still champion.
It's a great
instead of attacking
man, for a character.
Here comes the next great character.
What, the Mexican maid?
No.
Yeah, she was great.
Danny Trejo, man. Machete.
This is like the biggest lull in the movie.
Here he is. I love these guys.
Well, no. Dude, you're like 30 minutes ahead of us, alright?
Where are you guys?
Well, he just walked over to Danny Trejo and DDP.
That's what I meant. I just said I love these guys as he walked over to them.
Yeah, but all the way before that.
No, he literally just walked over to him now. I was just referencing the fact that Danny Trejo was coming.
You don't have to lie. It's okay. If you're 20 minutes ahead, it's fine. We forgive you.
I absolutely am not. I've seen this movie 1,000 times. I love these characters.
Last time, so.
Kenny.
That's a good song.
Is it weird that DDP looks older in this movie than he does right now in real life?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I love that line. I know what I know, and I know I don't like that nutsack.
We need to get like a little 10-minute short of what happened at the ice cream place.
You cut out. What was it?
I said we need to get like a little 5 to 10-minute short movie about what happened at the ice cream place.
Yeah, I would like to see.
They all order Tutti fucking Fruity. They eat it. They contemplate about life.
I wonder if they were arguing at the place while they're trying to order.
This scene's great. Come on, we've all been there. We just weren't killers at the time, I hope.
Like this dude didn't just rip someone's face off and wear it. They're going to get ice cream.
Sitting eating ice cream.
That just goes to show you that everybody loves ice cream.
This family dynamic is something that everyone in America get behind.
That's what I'm saying. I told you we could all relate to them.
I love how miserable Otis is over this.
Spawning's gonna campaign behind during the next presidential election. Tutti fucking fruity.
Damn, I love it. I told you I'd vote for him.
See, I love these scenes where it shows that they're actually a family, just doing goofy, stupid shit.
Like, you would have killed anyone else.
Family nonetheless.
They didn't do anything with that livestock. They just left it there. Kind of.
Yep.
That's kind of not responsible on the police department's behalf.
I wouldn't want to touch that family's livestock.
There's an Outback Steakhouse. I'm gonna pick them up later.
How do you feel about that chicken hanging over there?
It's a good place for a chicken. Like a dead chicken to ward off evil spirits.
I love how they make you think it's Spalding.
I'm glad that they found a way to get him in here. Hell of an actor.
Yeah, Tom Talley is definitely a great actor. Sad to hear about his passing a couple years back.
Yeah, like I said before, I didn't have the chance to look it up, but like it always seems like somebody's passing away from this movie, and I don't know, like some of these movies, you're thinking, like a lot of the stars are gonna go over time, but this one, it had quite a few in the most recent years.
I can only really think of two. Was there more than two?
Like I said, I have to look it up. I know Tom Talley's passed away. Matthew McGrory, the guy that played Banjo or Sullivan, he passed away. There might be one or two more.
Danny Trejo's awesome, man. I'm glad he's in so many movies and he's gotten his day now as Machete.
Yeah, the funny thing is he doesn't age. He's perpetually 65.
It's true.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
These two have an oddly good chemistry together in this scene.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of sexual tension, though. I need to fucking get it over with.
It's like some very sultry voices going on. Yes, ma'am, I do.
He's a gentleman. God, she's so skeevy.
That's her style, man. You can't handle that.
Yeah, but the worst part is like you remember her from Police Academy, and she was pretty attractive back then, and you see her here, and you're like, oh, that's gross. I thought he didn't like it rough.
It's not really rough. I mean, probably painful.
A little bit.
But not really rough.
Oh, he ruined his good white shirt.
It was a nice white shirt.
This is my scene.
And his bowler cap.
I'm sorry, I'm not ahead. It's coming up in a minute. For 30 seconds.
I love how you are so excited about scenes that are about to happen.
I know. I always am with movies I love. Just giving everyone a heads up. This is the quote I was talking about earlier. I had him right on the picture.
You have to say that it's clean pussy. It's probably not clean pussy.
Not at this place.
It said VD tested. I mean, come on. The sign wouldn't lie, would it?
3 years ago?
do you think the sign lied?
Yes.
Well, you can check their website. If it's online, they can't lie. Fuck, 70s.
70s.
Yep.
I don't think Yankee Candle was around in the 70s.
Right. That's why we haven't plugged them yet.
Imagine how nice that place would have smelled with them.
It's true. I don't think it would have covered up the stink, though.
At least it would have covered up that road.
I love the Princess Leia thing she's got going on now.
Yes. I forget the name of the actress, but the woman on his the right of the screen, she was the one chick from the Warriors.
Oh, nice.
I love how he throws back to like all these classic actors and actresses.
What, the whore from the Orphans?
Here it is. Ready?
Yes.
That's my line.
What you call me?
Ain't that the most goddamn realest water gun you ever did see? I love the dance.
Yes.
Oh my god. Love this movie.
Otis just does not see the fun in this.
No. You still an asshole?
I want to hang out with Charlie.
Yeah. I want to hang out with them all.
Like, it'd be great if Ken Furry was actually like this.
I sort of think he might be. And like,
he could be. He has the potential, that's for sure. Happy boy. Good thing to live by.
Roosters in a fuck farm. I use that line all the time at work. I'm like, why are we just sitting here like Stonefoot roosters in a fuck farm? No, it's probably just me, isn't it?
Well, it's you, but it's a great line.
It is a great line.
Great song.
More of that baby ass.
This looks like a great time.
See it? I don't know. Cocaine in the
Right
70s?
Right as Ken Furry's whacking lines.
cocaine, whiskey, weed, I'm sure, and hookers. I mean, I'm sure it's a great time.
Electric.
Shades of De Niro.
I mean, you got Michael Berryman in there, too. It's definitely a party if Michael Berryman is there. It's funny, every time I see fucking Michael Berryman, I just look at him, I'm like, yeah, that could be Richie.
Oh, man.
That's horrible. That was point,
Forsythe doing his best impersonation of a Taxi Driver there.
Or that could be Bundy in the movie Bundy.
You must live a fun life.
Seemed pretty pissed off.
One thing I love about this movie, like, none of the characters are relatively good looking or anything like that. Like, there's no pretty boys in this. Everybody's just real gruff looking. Look at this guy.
Get out of here. Ken Voorhees walking around with a fucking pimp cane. He's fucking as good looking as it comes.
Well, you know what I'm saying. Take a look at Cleavon over there and the chicken guy. Rhode Island Red.
Like, why was that the first thing that came to this guy's mind? Fucking chicken.
He'll tell you right now.
It is Texas.
See?
Yeah, Rob Zombie wrote this.
This is the most ridiculous line right here.
So fucked up.
I love, like, they not only said the line once, but they also had Ken Furry repeat the whole thing.
I love Berryman in this scene.
He gets screaming.
It's your chicken dumpling. When you never come here again?
Wow, I forgot about this.
So pissed. Is a chicken fucker.
Little did they know, later on, the chickens would be fucked.
That guy was all mad looking and shaking his head like, fuck, I just lost some customers.
I wonder what Cleavon's job is at this place.
Well, he was vacuuming earlier.
Oh, so he has to clean up the rooms? Poor guy.
Better than being that dude who was selling the chickens.
Very true.
I don't know one single person that in the heat of the summer in Texas wears a coat like that man is wearing. Right there.
And the hat.
Yeah, I don't.
Texas law.
70s.
True.
So I guess that means, like, no law.
Well, technically, he was fucking with Charlie.
Leonard Skinner for the first time.
I don't get it. Does, like, DDP live with, like, Trejo and his, Mexican family? Or is he just always hanging out there?
That's a good question. I love that it's these two. Like they're the best ones. They're the most qualified to get this job done.
The Unholy Two. Could they come up with like a goofier, like lamer name? Like the Plague. That was a name.
Yeah, but that name is perfect for this movie. It all just goes together. I love it. She owes me $14.
14 bucks, man. A lot of money.
I swear, there's so many characters in this movie that I just want to explore more outside of it.
I like his intellectual metaphors right here. You've been using the bazooka to kill a little roach.
Yeah, the little roach bites.
You can't blow up a house to kill a roach. You gotta think like a roach. You gotta be the roach. You gotta have a little roach mind.
Why does his jeans look so fucking baggy and big?
They only I think this movie is brought to you by Jenko.
Serious, this is like some serious Paco style jeans.
I don't remember, but did Sid tell a story about actually getting stoned during this scene?
I think so.
Like, I vaguely remember something like that. Like, Ken certainly looks it. But I love my cocaine more.
Better.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Any fucking port in a fucking storm.
Well, no more cocaine. Oh, I got this joint. See, I think this is probably the best choice of songs for this scene in the entire movie.
I think every song matches scenes. The scene great.
It's true, but the last scene is
without doubt.
Too. That was his most limbo lady.
I like how he took some beer.
Now she's the most dead.
I didn't notice that before.
And that was his biggest earner.
Alright, another shot of her ass.
And the famous scene from Friday the 13th, Part 3.
I like it. Fantastic editing here, too.
Man, he's sitting there on that couch like he doesn't have a care in the world.
Love that face.
God, Sid is a national treasure.
Yeah, he looks high as shit for real. Looking at his eyes, man.
Make sure I'm all the way dead.
Oh,
What kind of a
Lord,
line is that? Bitch, that motherfucker.
I like how Baby's the one now begging for mercy and.
Wonder if Charlie knows he killed his two best.
He probably. You see, I think that's why he came back to try to help them after he realized that his two like top broads were fucking murdered.
The biggest earner and the most limber lady.
Yes. I think after he found their bodies, he realized that he got the shit end of this deal and decided to go and help them.
Oh, so you don't think it was personal? Like he didn't regret what he did?
Oh, I'm sure that played a part of it. I'm sure maybe he was thinking about it, but once he saw the bodies, there was no doubt left in his mind that he needed to go.
He got Lando Calrissian. This deal's getting worse all the time.
Pray, do I not change it any further? Look how Otis is just taking a little nap.
I feel like these scenes went on a little bit long, but
what is his goal here? To scare these people?
No, just flat out torture them as much as possible.
I fuck her.
Oh yeah, she is.
Oh yeah.
God, I love Otis.
A stapler, really.
I feel like that's pretty brutal.
Oh, wait till they get to the nails. Daddy tried to protect his daughter.
Leave Otis alone, man.
Like, is he trying to work up the courage to actually kill him? Is that why he's drinking so much?
Yeah,
or?
that's the impression that I got.
I don't think so, because look how easily he killed the Mama Firefly. I think he's just so conflicted about everything right now and thinking about his brother. He's just fucking on the edge of insanity at this point.
Trying to make
should
him
have
pay.
just put a bullet in each of their heads and then did what he wanted, because this is gonna go south, maybe. Like, do you think he's thinking that at all right here?
No, I don't think so. Like, I think he's completely tunnel visioning on prolonging this as much as possible. I think that's his ultimate downfall, the fact that he just wants to keep it going, you know, he doesn't want to just end it.
And this motherfucker is still egging him on, man.
I love it. They do not repent.
Is that a shock baton?
Cattle,
Yeah.
yeah.
Cattle
Yeah,
prod.
have those
Yeah,
in the
it's
70s?
like some 70s cattle prod
Texas.
that doubles as a riot
Yeah, seriously,
baton.
like, when the shocking doesn't work, just beat him. Like, I think he killed, like, Mother Firefly so easily because she admitted to killing his brother. Like, these ones, I think he's way more conflicted on.
I don't know. I think he sees the whole family as murderers of his brother.
Yeah, definitely.
Like one unit.
But I think that's why the alcohol is coming into play, because, you know, he's going to kill him, but torturing him is a whole different story. You know what I mean? I think that's what he's mustering up the courage to do.
He said unit.
God, Dave needs to get her to a convention.
Yeah, well, if he couldn't get Rob Zombie for the White Zombie reunion, I don't think he's getting Rob Zombie's wife.
Yeah.
Little Jesus symbolism here for you.
Yeah, this is brutal. I mean, I'm glad it's just not under the nails or anything.
Hey, leave imprint out of this. But you know what? For one thing, if he's trying to torture this guy, he's like doing it pretty well. Like one shot through the hand and the thing. Like he just did it once.
Hellraiser. Jesus wept.
Yeah, no fingernail stuff. I've watched him once, and that was enough for me. I don't even think I could watch it again.
I got to that scene, and I just like that bothered. That's the one scene that I can say truly bothered me.
I like this scene because it reminds me of the scene in the first movie when they dress that chick up like a bunny and Baby tells her to run, and then they like find her and kill her or whatever, like out in the fields. It's like a nice little throwback.
Yeah, no, the fingernail stuff and anything with like eyelids. Like, what is that one movie where they slice the eyelid?
Shauna Deleu.
What is it?
Shauna Deleu. It's a French.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
I forget what type of genre it is. Surrealism.
All right, so this scene coming up, is this sort of a homage to Doc Halloran's death in The Shining?
Probably a little bit of that. Like LB said before, the whole run rabbit run thing when they're going through the field and hunting the girl. Kind of reminds me of that too.
Yeah, but think about it. Crazy white guy with an axe kills black guy trying to save the day by
yeah, no, that's true. Texas.
It's the exact same scene from The Shining. It's the first time I've ever actually thought about it.
That's a good point. I mean, Rob Zombie's no stranger to throwing back to different movies. Okay, I believe that he regrets it.
This dude's fucking crucified to a chair, and he's awake.
Yeah, but Sid is also like 30 years older.
Oh, with the teeth.
Yeah.
That would hurt.
Yeah, stuff with teeth too. That kind of makes me a little cringy.
Gums as well.
Oh, then don't watch. There's one episode of Oz.
Oh, I know. I've been through it.
Oh man, that is.
Yeah. Right, could he have survived this? We were talking about that on Wednesday's show.
Well,
he could not have survived that.
Maybe the second
No.
hit. I don't know.
It depends on where that second hit was. If that second hit was in an arm, or it only slashed, it didn't really go in.
True. Yeah, we were really hopeful that Ken Foree's character could survive for the sequel.
Like that first shot hit him in like the breastplate, so it could have avoided. Think about this. All right, we're gonna analyze this for a second. Now, right now,
Collarbone hit.
Well, yeah, exactly. Wydell is pretty drunk, so he's definitely not hitting with full strength.
Okay.
So think about that. Then where he placed that axe. Okay, go ahead.
It's also a shitty axe if you look at it.
Yeah, it's real rusty looking.
Yeah, it could have been very blunt. And where he hit him was a lot of bone, so that would have protected Charlie from any it would have protected his internal organs. So it really all depends on where that second slash hit.
So he's definitely gonna have some muscle, permanent muscle damage, nerve damage, but maybe survive this.
Yeah, I think it's entirely possible.
Now, do you think he goes right back to the prostitution pimp business, or has this opened his eyes to greener pastures?
Yeah, no, he's a pimp with a pimp cane. Zach, you with my pimp cane, motherfucker. Bitch, I like
It ain't easy, man.
Bitch, I like your raincoat.
Bitch, my suit's so tight.
Mustard. I'm ketchup, motherfucker.
Oh my god. That was beautiful. I think we lost Chris.
No, I'm here. Just watching.
He's enjoying himself.
Trust me, I know how much he loves this movie, so he probably muted us and just started watching.
You know, it's upsetting when you think about it. The kind of the lore mythology we got from the first movie with Tiny's father and Dr. Satan. What was Tiny's father's name again?
I forget offhand.
Cheers.
Shut your whore mouth.
I forget.
All I'm saying is the next movie, there's a reason it's called Devil's Rejects 2 and not House of a Thousand Corpses 3.
Yeah, well, I have my theories, and don't be surprised if Dr. Satan makes an appearance.
I think so. I think that would be awesome.
What about Father Satan?
Father Evil?
That guy, that's the one.
Oh, good lord. Somebody needs to fucking put a bullet in that guy's head.
My friend knows him personally.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for your friend. That guy walks around the convention floor like his shit don't stink, and like he deserves all the money in the world for taking a picture with him. I'd like to kick him in the nuts.
I think
my friend saw him in Woodbridge, New Jersey, and he's walking through the down the street with his kid on Halloween, and he goes, "What? No costume?" Guy goes, "Today's for the kid." He was like, "I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't take it away from him."
Yeah, well, I'd still punch him in the brown.
Wow.
Here we go.
Alright, now this scene right here, I think it's so emotional and so fitting for Matthew McCrory's character and him in general. Like, he came in and he saved, at this point, our heroes of the movie and doesn't even think twice about wanting to go with them, and then just walks back into a burning house to accept his fate.
And what's even crazier is it's kind of like a touching send-off to him in general. Like,
that's what
he's gonna die, but like
that's what I was getting at, man. It's such a beautiful it's horrible, but when you think about it, and when you have so much invested into this movie, and you see that scene, and knowing that he passed away not long after this movie, you get it, and it's just like, wow, like this was some crazy foreshadowing, but it's so beautiful in a. I don't even know the right. Yeah, I guess symbolic, but that's not the word I was looking for. Like ironic and just, I don't know, it just seems fitting.
You could say emotional. You could say emotional.
No, it is definitely emotional. I mean, you know, and he's a great dude from what I've heard. You know, he's
great
been
actor too.
Yeah, I remember the first time I saw him, it was in Bubble Boy.
Ew, you watch Bubble Boy.
Bubble Boy? Dude, Danny Trejo's in Bubble Boy, so eat shit and die.
To be fair, Danny Trejo's in everything.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's literally in every movie.
He's in a Snickers commercial, okay?
Alright, Vern Troyer is in Bubble Boy.
I'm just saying I wouldn't mind being in this family. I'm just saying they look like they love life and they're having fun.
And hey,
I murder
like
people. We should
what family's perfect, right? Really?
Isn't that what life's all about? Having fun before you go.
I guess the definition lies on what you consider fun. Laying in bed with corpses.
Necrophilia.
Going out to
up
the
there,
movies.
Who are you to judge, right? Really?
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
Each their own.
Look how happy they look, though.
Yeah,
Maybe
like,
if we all did a little more killing, we'd be as happy as them.
yeah, like what were they doing at the time of the filming of these home movies?
I don't know, like a picnic?
Where's the rest of the family? Where's Mama and Rufus and Tiny's dad?
Here's the seatbelt checkpoint.
And it is. And the best part is the slowing down is actually shown in this scene. That's a nice car, though. Very dirty, but run it through the wash a couple times, it's good as new.
Illegal leper.
Might have to pay somebody to clean up the upholstery. There's probably a lot of blood and gore on there.
Exactly. See, they stopped because they knew there was a police stoppage.
Listen, I've gone through some of these.
Right now, Otis is like, "Fuck, I'm not wearing my seatbelt."
Yeah. Getting a fucking ticket today.
Look at the remorse
I
on
love
his
the
face.
emotion. I love the emotion in his
That's
eyes.
more like it's more like what's the word I'm looking for? Resignation? Acceptance of his fate?
Yeah.
Dude, that's the same look I have after I leave a bar and I go through like a DUI checkpoint. It's like, oh, I am so fucked. Look how clean they look there. In that flashback. Hey, we need gas money.
This dude was crucified, and how long do you think he was driving for right there?
Guys, put your seatbelts on.
He's like, oh, fuck, we're all getting tickets.
Dude, ditch the weed. Eat it, eat it.
Put this in your butt.
Right,
Wow, you went there, huh?
You went there.
Someone had to.
Yeah, they look like me after like somebody abruptly wakes me up after I fall asleep from being hungover. Sometimes I'm that bloody too. Just saying.
He's like, yeah, I got my seatbelt on now.
You think the cops are seeing this? Like, that's a pretty big gun, you know?
My man, smiling to the end.
Those teeth, though, man.
Rivals Tom Petty for possibly the worst teeth ever.
The Devil's Rejects, the only movie in history to make use of the entire Freebird song.
Exceptionally, too.
At full volume. With no other dialogue or any other sounds. Like, there's one scene where you can see, I think, Baby get shot in the chest. Like, she, right there. Well, at least on mine, it's right there. Like, she can't come back from that. You see Otis just getting blown away. You see Sid get hit in the chest.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know what they're going to do about the sequel, but...
They might bring him back in a supernatural way or something. Maybe a prequel, who knows? I don't know. Like, this fucking editing to this song is incredible.
Like, you know what? After they finished editing this movie and Rob watched it, he should have just fucking mic dropped and just walked away.
Like, I know it's in the heat of the moment and I'm watching this movie right now, but good lord, like, let's get some Oscar nominations for editing category. Sound design, something.
You know, this scene with the highway.
In loving memory.
Though with the credits in the highway, there's a song by John 5 off one of his solo records. It's a song called Can I Live Again. Look up the song and tell me it wouldn't have been a fitting end credit song to go along with like this highway shot.
On the other end of that, you could have had a Whitesnake, Here I Go Again on My Own.
Oh, God.
Also would have been a good one.
Alright, I'm going to mute you now.
Yeah, I think this is LB's last appearance on the episode.
Oh, come on. That would have been...
Oh, the looks my friends are giving me right now are just insulting. How could you not adore this movie?
Oh, my God. Kick them out of your house.
And left. They took...
That's
At the end of the movie, they grabbed their beer and left. That's not good.
They're
really
taking their beer home.
You have to like really reevaluate that, Chris.
Yeah, I think you need new friends.
They're like, okay, we're never gonna talk to these guys again. They're definitely not shooting anything in our house.
And you can't just like get new friends. You have to kill those friends and then replace them.
I mean, to be fair, we did say we needed a little more murder in our lives. So.
One of us. One of us.
Goobo gobble, goobo gobble. Yeah, definitely.
What a fucking movie.
New friends. Well, what were they? Were they using a drone for this shot? This is nice. I never actually watched.
Know, probably not. If I more than likely like a one of those planes type of deals.
Probably a helicopter or something.
Yeah, helicopter shots there. Nice
well,
shots.
we hope you enjoyed this lovely showing of The Devil's Rejects, brought to you by Yankee Candles.
Yes.
They burn for a long time.
Nah, but
just like Tidy.
Nah.
Oh, God.
We're not plugging Yankee Can. We're plugging Rhode Island Red Roosters.
Yes. Even better.
Brought to you by Purdue.
They're good eating and good fucking.
Oh, boy.
You can line them up against the wall and stomp on them. Anyone remember that video? Or was it just me? That was KFC, actually.
That's awful.
If you came here expecting class in terms of bestiality, you're in the wrong live stream.
I think Chris is removing us from the site as we speak.
Be a great honor.
This is a beautiful cinematography right now.
Yeah, there's. I mean,
I'm at
aside
that
from a
point
couple
where
small lulls. What was that? Sorry.
I'm at the point where I have no idea what you guys are talking about, chickens and shit, and I'm just watching this road go by.
Honestly, I don't think any of us really know either.
You know, it's like you watch this movie and you watch how Zombie did everything right with this movie. There's almost nothing wrong with this movie. And then you go on to watch his films after this, and you're like, "The fuck happened?"
Yeah, don't watch 31, FYI.
This is a true like Sixth Sense moment right here.
Dude, no, we're gonna do an episode with 31, and we're gonna fucking how did this get made it?
I'm down. I mean, I still haven't watched it, but
good.
You're not missing anything, right?
Dude,
but I find good things in a lot of movies. And,
no, not that one.
Look at that.
So far,
of Larry Flint. Thanks, Larry Flint, for the bathroom art.
I did not dislike 31 as much as I disliked Lords of Salem.
I enjoyed Lords of Salem quite a bit.
I thought it. I thought it was okay. 31 was just, it's almost fucking unwatchable.
Yeah, I hate it, Lords. 31 was banned, but Lords was
Thank
horrific.
you, Lionsgate, for that.
Did they close? I forget. Did they close up whatever happened to Danny Trejo's character, or did he just beat the shit out of some people and leave?
Huh?
He beat the shit out of some people and left. They never showed anything with those two.
Yeah, they were like bounty hunters. They probably got paid, and that was that.
Yep.
Yeah, the one guy probably turned into a professional wrestler.
Wait a second, hold on. If
They
these
threw him
guys,
in the back of the truck, and that was the end of that.
hear me out here. If they come back from the dead or it's supernatural, like ghosts with a vengeful spirit, what would be? It would be interesting if they went after those two.
Or like they bridged Machete and this movie.
If they come back supernatural, like and Dead in Tombstone or whatever that movie was with Danny Trejo,
I don't know. Like it's so after watching this movie and seeing how perfect it is for what it is,
just leave it alone.
Like yeah, exactly. Like you're walking on thin ice.
It's scary to me. That's why I'm so frightened, because so many people have fucked up. And you know me, I love like supernatural horror is okay. It's okay, but I love the characters that are real humans. Like Michael Myers has always been my favorite because he's a real human being who's a psychopath. And everyone's like, oh, but he got shot like 6 times in the first movie. Yeah, but 50 Cent got shot 9 times. It could happen. People could still live.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Especially when you're an overgrown, like, humongous human being. Like, it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
And this movie, it's like it's a horror movie with a bunch of like human beings doing things that sick, twisted people have actually done in the past. So I've always loved that. Same thing with like vigilantes. I've never been a huge fan of superheroes, but Batman's my favorite because he's a human being. You understand? Like I don't like the whole. I do enjoy superheroes, not as much as you guys do, I'm sure. But at the same time, if they're a normal human being like Batman, I'm gonna enjoy it a lot more. I love vigilante justice. I love Boondock Saints.
Yeah, it's just there's a lot of ways they could go with this. I agree with you about the whole real life grounded and they're alive type of killers, but like the ending leaves it open to barely anything without trotting down the path of bringing them back from the dead or having them be spirits or something like that. Unless they try to go and do a prequel route, which is intriguing to me, but difficult to do given their age. I mean,
well, you could do a prequel that's not based on the script of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That would be nice.
Oh, you.
Yeah.
In general, though, prequels don't tend to work out too well in general. If you look at the history of prequels,
I agree.
Original ideas, so it's kind of hard.
It's difficult to do because you already know the outcome. You already know where they're going to be at the beginning of Devil's Rejects and where they're going to be at where they were at the end of it. So the stakes can't really be raised that high. So, I mean, it's interesting. I'm really curious to see what he's going to do, which route he's going to take.
You see, the problem is that he didn't even hit gold. He hit fucking platinum and diamonds with this movie. And fans love this movie so much, and fans love these characters so much, and fans loved the ending so much that they all wanted more, but they didn't want more because they didn't want the ending to be fucking changed. But they wanted more of these characters because these characters went from the villains to the heroes. To you felt for these characters. You were rooting for them. You were cheering for them. And it's almost impossible at that point, as a writer and director, to find a balance to give fans what they want. Now, I've always had this theory. I've talked to Mungus about this before, about when there were rumors about possibly a Devil Rejects sequel, how would it happen? And I always have these weird, like, it's all a dream, type of sequel ideas, but I give them twists. Well, what the twist, And my idea for a Devil's Rejects sequel was you start the movie with the coming up to the ending of Devil's Rejects, where they're all in the car, they're all still alive before they're all driving, guns blazing. and you have Otis at the wheel, and he closes his eyes, and at that point, it kind of jumps into this what-if scenario. And then he opens his eyes and decides that he doesn't want to go down guns blazing, so he turns the car around, and they go off on the run somewhere. And then by the time the end of the movie comes, it's it's a nice shot of him closing his eyes again, and then he opens his eyes, and then we relive the ending of The Devil's Rejects, showing us that is the true ending of these characters, and what we just watched was just a flash in the pan, sort of, what if they ran?
Yeah, that's an alternate path that they could have taken, but ultimately they went ahead and, moved forward with the ending that we all know and love.
It's a way to kind of satisfy everybody's needs for a sequel, but not ruining the ending for The Devil's Rejects.
Better to burn out than to fade away.
Oh, easy with that shit. Yeah, I mean it's a good idea. I like that idea, but I have an even better idea when it comes to a sequel for this movie.
You don't make it?
Don't fucking ruin it. But it's been long enough. There's money to be made, so they're gonna fuck the story up. It's just the way it always goes.
You know what? I don't even think there's money to be made. I think if he made a sequel a year or two after the movie, there's the biggest chance to fuck the movie up. I think at this point in time, he doesn't need the money. He doesn't need Hollywood money. He tours. Honestly, he fucking does. He's very wealthy. He doesn't have to worry about that sort of thing.
Everyone needs the money.
So, my point being is, he's at that point in his life where it's about more of a passion thing, about bringing to light his characters that he's, they're his babies. So he's bringing them back, to what he knew and what he where he was most creatively strong. So I think the fucking it up is a little bit less of a possibility.
Ray, I love you because you're always the optimist.
I'm trying to be here because, like,
no.
When else are you gonna be
let
here?
me tell you something about life. It's always about the money.
Yeah, I disagree.
No, I agree with Ray on this one, because when you look at it, Rob Zombie's last movie, 31, was all fucking crowdfunded. He's not doing it for the money. He's doing it because he enjoys this shit. That's just his passion. And then when it comes to these characters, these are his characters, man. He's not doing it for the money. This sequel, I wouldn't be surprised, might be another crowdfunded movie.
Does he like his characters? Maybe.
Halloween movies, I'm okay with it.
But if you told him would he give up his profits? So if it's if 31 was a crowdfunded movie, did the profits go to the crowdfunding? Did it go to the people who funded it? No, it went into his pocket.
He didn't get no profits from that fucking piece of shit.
Well, if he would have actually done a good job, he would have gotten profits and it went into his pocket. It's always about money. Maybe I'm a cynical piece of shit, but I'll always understand that it's always about money. If you're not making money, you're not doing the job.
Yeah, but it's not a job. He has a job. He's a recording artist. He tours the country. He doesn't fucking matter. He seems, when you hear him talking shit, he seems to be more about the art of it. He's he's very passionate filmmaker. He wanted to be a filmmaker to begin with. He went to art school for that particular reason, and it just took him a successful music launch to get him to that platform. And I don't think it's about it personally in this situation.
Well, we'll see, because when this movie comes out, that'll tell us. Because if it's as artsy and it's as well done and it's as well written as this movie, I can get on board with that. But if it's just let's bank a little bit more on the fame of that movie, like every other friggin' director and every other studio does. Like, oh, that movie was great, and now it's 10 years old or 13 years old. Let's see if we can pump a couple more bucks out of that thing.
But I will say this, though. Most of the reboots that they try to, do a sequel to 10, 15 years later down the road, it doesn't fucking work. They're either, generally speaking, most fans don't even react to it to begin with, or they're poorly done or poorly received movies. Like, the boat has sailed. It's very much so that Avatar situation where it's like, oh, a sequel to Avatar would have been good back a year or two after the fact. But who really is clamoring for an Avatar movie at this point? Devil's Rejects has a cult following. Those people were going to be in the seats no matter what. But in the general public sense, where's the money to be made? Nobody remembers the Devil's fucking Rejects.
There's always money to be made, man. All these sequels, all these more and more movies, and the 14th and 15th sequel of movies, and Jason in space, for Christ's sake.
Right, but in a time,
and they made their money off of it.
Let me say this: in a time where most of these movies are going straight to video on demand and limited theatrical release, they're not going to even touch what this movie made, which was not that much to begin with. You know, if you look at the budget or the gross or whatever, I think it made like $20 million.
Yeah, and it was $1 million budget.
$7 million budget, but
was it really? I thought they gave him $1 million.
No, it was $7 million. But I mean, granted, that's a fucking great profit. And you talk advertising and shit. You know, we're thinking roughly 15 million. They made $4 million profit. It's not Avengers money. It's still a great profit, but
no, they would
down the ride. They would down the line.
They would not have doubled the production budget for marketing. You're talking.
That's a good point.
You're talking. Altogether, production and marketing, probably about $9 million, dude.
And are you talking about box office sales, like ticket sales?
Yeah, that's what they made.
Right, but what about DVD sales and merchandise? For Christ's sake, they probably made their budget back in merchandise alone from this movie.
But
figures.
I still remain with my point that it's been a long time since 2005, and I don't know. I don't think it's going to fucking kick down the doors the way everybody seems to be thinking. It's going to be us fans going to see it and either loving it or hating it.
It's going to be niche.
I think when your royalty checks go from, $2,500 a month to $250 and then to $25, and then suddenly you're getting $2.50 a month in royalty checks, you're like, okay, maybe it's time to make a sequel.
But he doesn't need to. He tours constantly. Like, honestly,
everyone wants more money. If you offer the richest man in the world money, he's going to take it. He's not going to go, no, don't want it. I got enough.
I
understand he's also an artist. I understand that he wants to do it for the art, and I'm sure that plays a huge role in it. But if you tell him he's going to pay $3 million out of his pocket and not make that money back, he's not going to do it.
Listen, I'm going to explain to you right now how... you're not buying that he's just doing it for the art of film and the art and the love for his characters. And I get your reservations there, but I'm going to explain to you. I'm going to prove to you how it is for the love of his characters and just the art of filmmaking in general. Rob Zombie is currently in the process of making some type of documentary movie about the Marx Brothers, all right? Now, you look anywhere in cinema in the last 30 years, I don't think you're going to find another filmmaker who's going to risk their reputation or anything about trying to make a movie about the Marx Brothers. But Rob Zombie, of all people, has decided, yes, a movie about the Marx Brothers, that is something I want to do. It's something he has talked about for 15 fucking years, probably longer. And he's been working very closely with a guy named Steve Stoliar, who actually lived in Groucho's house a couple years before he died, or leading up to his death. He lived in Groucho's house with Aaron Fleming. If you don't know these names, look them up. For about 2 or 3 years, and Rob Zombie is working very closely with Steve Stoliar about making a movie about Groucho and the Marx Brothers. So this dude is doing it because of his love for cinema and pure art. Nobody else is making a movie about the fucking Marx Brothers.
You make a very valid point, but there's still money to be made. It's a documentary, which means it's extremely low budget. And if he gets it on Netflix alone, the Netflix views alone will probably pay for the movie.
I feel like
he's going to make money. Will he become a million
factor for him?
It's got to be.
He makes money great, but I don't think that's his primary motivation.
I agree.
Side with Bates and Ray on that one.
It's a gamble. He's going to make money, or he's not going to do it. If he's guaranteed to lose money, he's not going to do it. But he's looking at it where if I promote it right, I put my name on it, I put the right names on it, That's why people pay
here, let me
big actors to show up in a movie for 5 seconds so they can put them on top billing for a movie for a 2-second scene because they want to make the money because they know someone's going to buy that DVD or go see that movie because the name's on there.
You're speaking with this from a perspective that somebody doing something for the love of it is not a possibility whatsoever. It's only money, and that's the only thing. That's his only motivation. And I think that's a line of shit, to be perfectly honest.
That's not at all what I'm saying.
No,
I literally said that he's
coming off that way.
I literally said that he's probably doing it for the love of the movie and for the art, but he wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't for the money. If he knew he was going to lose money, he wouldn't do it. That's my point.
Disagree. Completely disagree. People lose money all the time in film.
I would have to say that.
And they don't get the movie in the next time. They don't get the budget, and they don't get the producers.
I would have to say that somebody like Rob Zombie would know the current state of the box office revenues that are being drawn in actual movie cinematography and movie theater exhibitors. So I have to side with Matt and Ray on this one.
Take that, bitch. I'm kidding.
That's fine. I don't care. In fact, no one's making movies to lose money. That's it. You can think it's art all you want, and I'm sure that plays a big factor, and I'm sure a lot of people want to keep their characters alive. And I'm sure a lot of people end up in tears in bed when their movie completely bombs and they lose money. It doesn't happen often, but I'm sure they're not sitting there going, well, at least it was art. No.
I feel like that's more the perspective that you have about making money is more from the studio perspective, more from the production company perspective than from Rob's personal perspective. Of course, he's not going to get funding from a studio if they don't think his project's going to make money, which I think is why he has and may in the future go back to the crowdfunding campaign, because then he can do it for more the art and not have to worry about getting that financial backing from a studio where their only concern is about making the money.
Halloween 2.
Irrelevant. Anyways.
They were going to make the movie. He wasn't going to make the money, so he agreed to sign on.
Listen, I still believe he's doing it because he wouldn't risk the legacy he has built with these characters unless he had something well written and planned for them. He knows how fans are about these characters. He knows how much fans love them and how important Baby and Otis and Spaulding are to the fans. I think Zombie is self-aware enough to realize that if he didn't have something perfect to bring in terms of a sequel, he wouldn't be doing it. So I have my reservations about the sequel, but I'm also really leaning towards, my point right there, that I think he has something special in mind that is going to make every fan happy.
I'm hopeful.
I'm very hopeful myself, but I think on the score of it solely being for art, we'll have to agree to disagree, and we will revisit this during the Devil's Reject 2 for live commentary.
But did you just put the soundtrack on, or did you play the ending again?
No, they're watching the movie again.
Oh.
They brought the wives down and they're watching the movie then.
That's amazing.
So that was the first taste of one of our little debates that you could expect on these review shows.
All right, so let's wrap it up. Final verdicts, final thoughts, and scores on a scale of 1 to 10. Obviously, 10 being the best. Let's start with you, Mungus.
God, half of me doesn't want to give it a 10 because, you look at history and you're like, oh, there's so many great movies out there, and does it rank up with the best movies of all time? You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to give it a 10 because it's just incredible. It is many, many years later, and the movie holds up incredibly well, and shit. I mean, I enjoyed it watching with you guys almost as much as I enjoyed it watching the first time back in 2005. So, 10 for me.
Chris.
Giving it a solid 10. I can't pick a bad thing about this movie. As much as I don't like a lot of his other movies, and I do like some of them, like Halloween, which is surprising because I'm a huge fan of Michael Myers and I hate remakes and I hate reboots. But I did like the first one. Other than that, he's very hit or miss. And House Without Corpses I wasn't a fan of, but this movie is definitely in my top 5, and I'm definitely going to give it a 10 out of 10.
LB, your thoughts? Final verdict.
Man, I honestly got to side with everybody else and give it a 10 out of 10. If you look at the impact that this movie has had, at the cult following that it's generated, I mean, I haven't watched the movie before tonight in about 5 years, and it impacted me just as hard tonight as it did the first time that I watched it back in 2005, back to 5 years ago when I watched it. It's just a powerful movie. Really does something interesting with character development that just kind of blows me away still.
And Joe.
I'm going to kind of piggyback on what everyone else is saying and go along with my own way of reviewing things and give this a 0 out of 10 because it is an amazing movie, but it's not awesome.
Oh, look at that.
Ouch.
No, on an actual film critic scale, I would give it a 10 out of 10, but on my own awesome review scale, 0 out of 10.
I gotta say, I'm surprised you didn't give it 11.
You know what, though? It didn't have any sharks swimming around in snow, so...
We know where you live.
It could have been sand sharks.
No. I love this movie, and I loved it when I was 15 years old, and I was not really understanding what was going on. I loved it when I saw it again, like, several years later, and I loved it tonight. And so I can't say anything bad about this movie.
And that brings it on to me. And it is no secret that this is one of my all-time favorite films. Probably still in my top 5 films of all time. Yeah, you know, it might be around number 3 or number 4 of my top 5 films right now. It kind of fluctuates a little bit. I remember seeing this movie in theaters and absolutely being blown away by it. Just like I couldn't believe a film like this could possibly exist with characters that were just so raunchy to the point where you loved them, like you wanted to go up and hug them, you know, at the end of the movie, and you were rooting for them. You don't see many movies like this that turn villains into the heroes, but they're still not the heroes. So you're not going to see films like this today. You know, and this film is only 13 years old, you know, about 12 and a half years old, give or take. So it's not that old by film standards, but in today's world, you are not going to see another movie like this with characters like this, with all the twists and turns they have, where the villains become the heroes. But again, they're not the heroes. They were never supposed to be the heroes. But the writing and the direction of this film took these characters down that hero path somehow. And that's why fans, horror fans in general, love this movie, love these characters. And that's why anyone who enjoys horror typically rates this movie a 10 out of 10, and that is what I rate it as well. It's too good of a movie to rate it anything less. All right, guys. That about wraps it up for episode 2 of Dead Entertainment Live Commentary. If you liked what you heard, be sure to subscribe to us and follow us on Twitter at Dead Ent Site. That's DeadEntsite, and like us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/deadentertainment. Also make sure just to go to deadentertainment.com for all your horror needs, all your updates, personal editorials and articles, you know, which are original pieces written by myself, Mungus, you know, everybody here, Chris, Joe, LB, our webmaster, Chris, who is Mungus's brother. We all write our own original editorial pieces. So please go read those and drop comments in them. We love hearing from you guys. We appreciate everybody coming in to hang out with us tonight and visit the website. As for more content on this channel, you can expect a lot more content coming up. We have some stuff in the pipeline that we're working on. Come March for Monster Mania, we are doing some content specifically for this channel and the website, so you have that to look forward to. And if you don't know who is going to be at this Monster Mania in March, just go to monstermania.com and you'll see what we have lined up guest-wise in terms of what you can expect. You can follow me on Twitter at Bates_MotelMT. You can also find my channel, my YouTube channel, Live Deliciously in Game. Links are on my Twitter. You can find that there. And you can also check out my giveaways. I got a giveaway going on right now for a Gray Matter art print of Edward Scissorhands. So just find my YouTube channel and then find the giveaway video. And go ahead, follow the rules, and enter in. It's a great print, and anybody who is an Edward Scissorhands fan would be proud to frame it and hang it up in their home. Mungus, what do you got tonight?
Hey, I just wanted to say that you can follow me on Twitter at RayMungus. Also, tune in every Wednesday for Way of Life Live. It's on the Way of Life Network YouTube channel. We do a horror and geek comment podcast. We basically just talk about the latest and greatest news and Lord knows what else for horror and sci-fi and superheroes and all that. So check that out every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What do you got, Chris?
Yeah, don't bother looking for me on Facebook or Twitter. But you can check out some of the stuff that me and Ray have been up to on cadaverhour.net and try to keep up because some new stuff might be coming soon. Joe?
Well, you can keep up with me at AK_DE Reviews. Stands for Dead Entertainment Reviews. And you can take a look at the awesome reviews I put out pretty much once a month. And this coming month we'll have a special bi-month review going on. So keep an eye out for Attack of the Killer Shrews.
Amazing.
I'm not on Twitter or anything like that, but you can find me on Facebook, LB Lubomski, or obviously check out my stuff on the deadentertainment.com website. Like I said earlier, I'm working on that Captain Rhodes article. Hopefully it should be ready pretty soon. And hopefully I have in the works an interview with Robert Green Hall, the director of the Laid to Rest franchise. He's directed some episodes of Teen Wolf, pretty well-known special effects guy. Hoping to have an interview with him pretty soon. I have it scheduled. So keep your eye out for that and other great content on deadentertainment.com.
Didn't realize we had two fucking Jason Mantzoukases up in here with no Twitters and shit. Fuck.
They're not on Twitter yet. Still not on Twitter.
Still not on Twitter. Yeah. Fucking jerks.
Sorry.
And, I guess we should talk about next week, possibly. Are we going to do this next week, Matt?
I don't know, man. I mean, if we're doing recording next week for MBH...
True. Within the next couple of weeks, we're going to be doing a weekly news Dead Entertainment podcast, Bates and I. We're going to be reformatting and reworking Way of Life Live so that there's a little less horror in that particular show, and we're going to bring the horror over to Dead Entertainment. We're going to try to keep up the once a month schedule for these live commentary tracks that we do. But ultimately, we're going to be recording an hour podcast every week live on Wednesdays, as far as I know. Look to our social media for more information on that once we get it out there. But subscribe to the YouTube channel, and you'll know every time we go live. And if you don't... if you can't catch us live, you could see all of the episodes posted on deadentertainment.com.
Yeah. Hopefully, you know, I personally might have to push off the DE podcast until I'm at least back in my house, because I can't keep kicking my wife out of the living room to record this stuff.
Poor Tao.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, you know,
we'll make something work. I have a couple ideas.
Between Wednesday nights and then when we do our MBH recordings, you know, at least I'm downstairs for that. But, you know, and then my personal streaming on my channel, you know, I'm kicking her out of the living room. And just for in case anybody doesn't know, I'm living in a tiny little apartment while my house is being rebuilt right now. So my recording space is in our living room, which is right next to the bedroom we sleep in. So I have to kick her out into the bedroom while I do my recordings here. So I can't keep doing that to her multiple times a week. It's not fair to her. So at least my involvement in that particular podcast would probably have to wait until I'm back in my house in another, hopefully, month or two. But we'll see. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you again for hanging out with us tonight. I hope you enjoyed the commentary. I had a lot of fun. I know the guy, everybody else here also had a blast doing it. We will have news and updates for you on the next Dead Entertainment live commentary. We're not sure what movie we're picking yet, but we're working on some stuff. So we'll have updates on that for you very soon. Again, make sure you follow, go to the website, check out everything we put out there. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, subscribe to this channel. There will be a lot more content coming soon. I feel like I say that on every fucking channel I'm working on right now, but I swear to God, it's true. Trust me. But again, thank you everybody for hanging out, and we will see you next time.
Don't forget to check out Yankee Candles.
See ya.